Join us, Singvogel. Are y'all in my Discord right now, talking? Oh my god, you are! Hi!
There you are.
Hello.
I am here. How is
We are
it
here
going?
as well.
Awesome.
Going great.
Here, for anybody who doesn't have the Discord link, there you go. Come talk about Alpha Weekend with us. Why not? Here, let's change game
There we go.
title. All this good stuff.
I need to do the same thing. I don't. Talk show? Should we change it to talk show?
That's what I'm thinking. Talk shows, yeah. Talk
Yeah.
shows.
All right. All right. I feel like we need. I wish I had gone through and I had clipped just a bunch of the stuff already from last night, from yesterday, because that would make this so much more interesting as something to watch.
Yeah, I do have some clips. I'm sure I have. I don't know. You guys, did y'all make clips from the other night when I was streaming? Because I wasn't streaming last night. I was streaming the night before. I do have a really, really funny clip of me getting manhunted and then immediately falling into the lava. Like, literally, director was like, hey, bro, can you take a manhunt? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, like, and then I just fall into the lava. It is fucking hilarious. Hilarious.
It's pretty good. So I'm gonna go through.
Unimoose Phil,
So
thank you
that
so
was
much for that
something
follow.
interesting
Welcome to
to
the
see.
flock and welcome to the stream. And you like the cat cam? Awesome.
Oh,
All right. I actually need to
you.
change my...
TIBV, Tibiv. I don't know how you say that. But welcome to the Noob Nation. Fails are abound here. So, what was your guys's overall, just like gut reaction right away to the game playing this weekend without
Heartbroken.
alliances? Heartbroken.
I just got the game yesterday, fell in love, and then it got ripped away from me.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's I don't know. The way you describe it like that makes me think of like
Bye
know,
now,
that,
Meister.
bad
Love you, dude.
teenage romance
Love
where it's
you.
like, you're together for a weekend and then you got to go your separate ways because the camp's over. or
Yes, that's
your weekend-
exactly
you're
what
going
it's
back
like.
from the beach. It's like, I'll never see you again. I mean, yeah, theoretically it's possible. Yeah, we exchange numbers on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but I'll never see you again.
It's not the same.
Yeah, man.
Really, like, I wish this game was out and released already. Like, I
don't
really
understand
do.
how that's an alpha, though. It's so well done.
It is one of the best alpha games I have ever
Agreed, 100%.
played.
I don't know about you guys, but I never experienced any bugs, glitches, anything like that.
Except for, Havoc being able to kill us through walls.
Well,
Yeah, there's a few things like that. Which, I don't know, like, I go back and forth on that part, because, like, being able to go through walls, I feel like it's just inconsistent with the, what do you call it? Like, arrows. I feel like if an arrow would stop on an object, then the axe should stop on that object as well. You know?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, trees, you can swing through them. I don't know if you guys caught that, but you can definitely go through, you can swing through the trees, you can swing through, the walls. There's one other thing. Oh, traps. That was the other thing that I caught. Like, traps, if you weren't above the trap. So if the trap wasn't on the ground, level with your feet, and you swing, you don't break it.
Oh.
Unless it's a top down, like if you're jumping through the air and you swing as you're coming down, you'll break it then. But so like there were a couple times where I knew there was a trap on steps inside of a house. And so like I swung to break the trap, but instead of breaking the trap, I tripped it. And it's like as near as I could tell that's what's going on.
Yeah. So we have someone asking about what the game is who just now came into my stream. So this was the Darwin project. It is on its second alpha weekend. We're just ending the second alpha weekend for this game. And for it being in alpha still, it's an amazingly done game. It's beautiful.
100%.
It is so well optimized. Okay. Comparing this to other games like say like PUBG or H1Z1, like when it came out, the servers are so stable. I don't think I had one crash. Well, I had one crash today. The entire time I played this entire weekend, I had one crash. That's it. And that's you don't see that in alpha games. You don't see that.
I wouldn't even go through and stability wise, I wouldn't even bother comparing it to PUBG or Islands of Nine or any of those others early access or H1Z1. I would compare it to like Smite, an in production game that's running, that's good, it's stable. Server wise, it was phenomenal. This is bar none the best alpha experience I've had in that regard.
Agreed. But so the point of the game is that you play as either, and I hold shift goes, Smite? What face? What face? So
Don't compare it to Smite.
the only reason I was comparing it to PUBG was that you have a game that is widespread, that it kind of caught on like an addiction, and they can't keep their servers stable. You have a production company that has all the resources laid out in front of them, but yet their servers are so unstable. But you see this where you have a small, tight-knit group of developers looking at this, and they have it. I don't know. It's just so well done.
To be fair to PUBG, because I love the game. I love this game. I won't say that I love it more, but at the very least equal, if not more. But like the other thing you have to keep in mind is that while PUBG is still technically early access, it's been pushed into the production phase. And so one of the things, for example, that this game doesn't have yet is the microtransactions. And so there are people, just tons of hackers and other groups who are going through and they're mining BP, they're mining the in-game currency for PUBG. And so there are a lot of server issues that come from things like that. Whereas this game doesn't have any skins, doesn't have anything in there yet, and so you can't really. You can definitely compare them, and I definitely feel like it should be compared. But if you were to go through and you were to look at PUBG when it was in alpha and compare it to this, and that's what I'm comparing, is PUBG alpha to this alpha. It's still heads and tails better. But I felt like that one caveat did have to be thrown in there as we're comparing them.
Yeah.
I feel like PUBG's trying to move too fast. They're not bettering the game enough for what they're trying to do. They're turning it into a big cash cow with all the.
Have you played the test servers?
Yes.
Have you played
test servers? Okay. Test servers are good, but I don't know.
Well, so there's.
And they just
PUBG,
this just started. PUBG's been around for a long time now.
Well, so what happened with PUBG? I don't know if either of you guys code. Do you? Like write code, script? Okay. So one of the things with code is you have all these different objects. Objects take up processing space, we'll just call it. If you look at the old map versus the new map, the old map, you have all this grass everywhere. It's just covering the island, which makes it a really interesting gameplay if people are actually playing it and not just camping. You can move, you can flank, you can do all sort of stuff because of the grass. But with the new map, you have almost no grass anywhere. That's one of the reasons you have the FPS increase. And so what happened?
I'm gonna wait as they talk through.
They went through and
what they're talking about.
Play out for a little while so that they could get enough data.
And then I'll answer your questions in just one moment. And hello, Foxy Grandpa.
And then they went back to the drawing board and went, "Why is this fundamentally flawed? What things are fundamentally wrong?" And that's what they found. One of the things they found. And so they went through, redesigned a whole bunch of stuff, and we're finally just now beginning to see that. At the same time, they've also gone through and they did do a smart choice in pushing it to Xbox, which I know they've received a lot of pushback for. But with Xbox, you have one set of hardware, universal. Internet connection speed almost doesn't matter. So I mean, there are a lot of variables you can cut out, and you can focus on optimizing the core mechanics of the game. And that's great. But with this game, I feel like they're going to be able to skip past all those optimization problems. It's like PUBG, all the other BRs, they went and immediately jumped to, hey, let's get 100 people on the server, let's get 50 people on the server. And it's going to make for crazy gameplay. And it will, but you still have that mid game that's super slow. This game, I mean, I feel like they should go through and make it so if, because the, what do you call them? The director has your AP points, right? Over time you can do wilder and crazier things. I feel like they should go through and they should change it for, mid games where you have everyone gets killed off immediately. Because like you kind of spawn in pairs in all the zones, and I've played like 4 or 5 games today where it was bad. Where we go through, everyone finds the other person in the zone immediately. We just go kill hungry, kill them, and then it's like 5 minutes of nothing because we're like, okay, now that I've killed him, I'm gonna assume everyone else has killed someone. I gotta go find the electronic. I gotta go get my stat buffs. I gotta go get the stuff. So it's like 5 minutes of nothing. and the game director is really limited because he can only go through and close like one extra zone. He might be able to go through and close like set off a nuke, but that's it. That's all he can do. Throw on an extra electronic. Maybe some of us go for it. Maybe some of us don't. But I don't know. I think that's one of the things I'd like to see in the next alpha is go through and see it so that like when the player count drops, it just automatically unlocks some of those options for the game director. What do you guys think?
I don't want to give the director too much power.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like I've actually had, like, I've seen a lot of different directors over the past 2 days that I've been playing, and some are way better than others, and there are ones that can, like, single-handedly ruin a game for you.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, can you guys introduce yourselves to my stream? I can't remember Gaming Noob. I can't remember what you have after your name. I know it's Gaming Noob.
Quick question: what did you put your stream? I just turned mine back on. What did you put it under?
I just have it under
Talk
Darwin
shows.
Project still. No, I just have it under Darwin Project still.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll go back and change mine then.
So introduce yourselves, please.
All right, I'll go first while you're doing that, man. All right, so I am Gaming Noobs, so it's Noobs with a Z, N-E-W-B-Z. Noob is in like new.
Noobs. Got you. I got you.
Yeah. So, how much introduction do you want? Because I don't want to step on your toes with your chat.
Nah, just a quick, like, how long have you been playing the game? And yeah. There we go. Let's do that.
Okay. So I did not actually get in on last alpha. I was a bit too late. It would be the equivalent of like if someone would go through and this afternoon start asking for a key. It's one of those sort of things. And so I had to come back right before this last alpha. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I went through and started asking like, hey guys, can I get the key? So I basically only really played this alpha, although I've watched the alpha played last time. As far as stream goes, I'm part-time streamer, full-time dad. If you guys ever stop by the channel, you will hear dad jokes out the wazoo. And now thanks to Sing over here, I've made it my life's goal that every time I get raided, I will be singing, and the person who does the raid gets to make the request.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, that was that was a ton of fun.
All right, so what about you, Legend?
I am the next Legend. THENEXTLEGEND, all one word. I'm 25. I usually played before this the most basic games in the world, PUBG and League of Legends, the same as everybody else. I've only been playing the alpha since last night. I got on at like 11 o'clock and I was like, oh, I'll play like 4 or 5 games and then like give it a break till it's done and just never touch it again. I literally could not stop pressing the play button and played until like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've played as much as I could over the past 2 days, fallen in love, and now, like I said, am heartbroken.
Yep, same goes for me as well. I've been playing since last alpha. I got offered a key during the last alpha weekend. It was pretty awesome. I got into it, and just the way that the mechanics work in the game, I think, probably makes it so, I don't know. It's so much more interactive and strategic, I feel, than any of the other BR games that I played. Plus, you have such a smaller arena than the other games, and it just makes for a very, I guess, just a much more interesting gameplay. So we had a couple of comments here earlier from, let me see, it was, I believe, Product TV. Let me find it. Yep, our Product Envy, who says that they're a pro PUBG player, so many problems with the game, though don't even know how I am other people are getting paid to play it with all the issues. So yeah, so that was a comment from earlier. Shift says that it's 900% smaller than the game and not to compare it to Smite, because Smite and Alpha was garbage. But we also have Montague here, who you've seen a couple times. The same thing with Product. You've seen Product, you saw Shift tonight, and Montague's been on stream both today and the last time I streamed this game a couple days ago. As someone who's been playing the Darwin project for about a year, I gotta say, the game has always looked beautiful. There was a time when there were quite a few glitches, but they fixed them super fast and efficiently. The creators worked closely with a lot of the early players to get all the data to fix the glitches. So that's another thing. You have devs who really care about the game, which is not just the game. They don't just care about the game, they care about the community. And they're listening and they take into consideration what the community is saying. So, and let me say that I am very, very happy that they allowed this game to be streamed during both weekends.
Oh, heck yes. Absolutely.
I think I was insanely impressed at the fact that they weren't doing what everybody else does, where, oh hey, if you buy this game, we'll let you go into the alpha and you'll get a key. They kind of just handed them out. They weren't trying to cash in and make what money they could, which I'm sure they could use it to develop the game or do whatever they need to do. But instead of going that route, they just gave out keys to streamers, gave it to people who just really asked.
Yeah, they're on point with that. Agreed.
And I think, like you said, having interactive devs that like respond to feedback and actually change for what people think are better, not just what they want to do, is what will eventually help it grow more and more and just become an even better game.
Yeah.
I agree.
So can I bring up the one topic that is the best part and probably we could talk about for like 3 hours?
Morganer1, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the flock and welcome to the stream.
Community and the people playing it.
I cannot say enough about this community. And actually, Montague came in and said something earlier that was along the same lines. Just, I believe he said that the thing he loves the most about the game is the community and the streamers and everybody that he's been able to meet. So
I've found more enjoyable people and made more friends in 1.5 days than I have in like 8 months of playing PUBG.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that's nice about alphas. I mean, I've some of the best streamer friends I've found have been playing this, and I don't know if you guys know Islands of Nine. It's another alpha, another game. It was a lot harder to get into than this one, which there are some reasons for that. Won't go into that part, but I mean, both alphas. This one I've liked a little bit more with the community. But it's hands down, and like even my favorite part is like when you get absolutely wrecked, the other person isn't coming up to you like, haha, noob. So I was like, oh dude, you were so close. You don't even know. You had me pee in my pants. If you heard my mic,
unless you're playing against Lyndon.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only exception.
Yeah, him and SK.
Yeah.
Alternate was just.
Yeah, alternate's in stream like, right now. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alternate, you always just like, yep, sorry man, and like nothing else. It was great. It's like, well, yep, that's a Pro Paladins player for you. No apologies, just straight up, yeah, I got you. You let that happen.
I have to admit, I did talk a little bit of trash. Like, when fights would start, I'd be like, twitch.tv, the next legend, hurry up and log in so you can watch me kill you. But, like, fun stuff. I'm not, like, taking, like, personal shots or, like, really talking shit. I'm just kind of messing with them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna talk trash for like 5 seconds right here. Noob Lord, man, you're in here. You're in the stream. You gotta talk. So I mean, if you don't defend yourself, just imagine all the trolling I can do, man.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to talk in here. You're fine. You're fine. But I'm not going to acknowledge anybody who just wants to sit and lurk either, because I love my lurkers.
No, I'm just waiting on my key for the game.
Yeah. Well, the alpha weekend is over right now. It ended just like literally a few minutes ago. We were playing servers until they ran the fuck out.
We were still trying even after they ran out. We're like, oh,
exactly.
Wait,
it was so sad refreshing those boards and just kept looking for games. And we're like, oh, we're go, Central 5, everybody.
Where's mine? I'm getting that last spot.
I was watching Zing play, and I like the idea of hosting a game because I'm a very like into that kind of thing kind of guy, very character driven guy. So I think that's gonna be my main thing. If I get the key, I'm gonna do a lot of hosting and make it a lot of fun for my players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
having a good director is
Changes
just
the whole game.
it changes the whole game, and that is something that as soon as I found out that they added in the ability for players to actually control and be a director, I jumped on that. It was so awesome. I was really happy
It
to
was a ton
see
of
that
fun.
because that was not available during the last alpha. I believe they had a couple of people directing. The one that I was in, so I think specifically the only games that had directors during the last alpha was the games that had the new players in it. Because immediately whenever I joined a game the first time, a director came, asked me if I had a microphone, which I hadn't set up my mic correctly into it because you have to go and if you have a separate mic, you have to set it up and blah 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 blah. So I couldn't actually talk my first game, so I'm like trying to wiggle my dude to nod. Yes, I can hear you. Is this your first game? Yes, this is my first game. And so they actually walked me through and explained to me how to play the game. Click this, click here, go over to this wood, collect this, which was really really helpful. And I tried to do that with a couple of the people who I was playing with last night. Just asking, is this your first game? Usually you can tell when it's somebody's first game. Usually they stand around and kind of look around and not quite sure what they're doing. So I've tried to make sure that newer players feel integrated. I didn't really get a whole ton of newer players though, or at least not that I recognized or realized that they were new.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is because there have been so many more people streaming it this time. There's so many more people A, aware of it, and B, in it. That I know a lot of the people that I saw, because I go through and see, like, okay, I haven't seen your name all weekend. There's no way that you're brand new. There's no way that you've been playing last time, been playing before, earlier today, and I haven't seen your name. As many games that I've been in. And I think the longer this goes, the less and less we're going to see people like that. Although I definitely think that, start a pack now, the sing pack, that every time you see a new player, that's the way to do it. Is, go through as a director, check sure, first thing you do is just make sure that check for all the new players and to make sure that they at least know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be really difficult though, just because if they spawn next to another player that is out for the kill, then it's super difficult to try and get them integrated into the game because you have that player who really wants that kill. And I think a couple times I've tried to say, well, this person's new, this is their second game, to a couple of my players that I've seen in a bunch of games. So I've tried.
Yeah.
But
I also kind of think there's nothing wrong with just throwing somebody into the fire and having them learn themselves, because that's how I played this game.
And-
Why can't I remember his name right now? Who's my rival that killed me and we kept fighting
Havoc?
all night last night? Havoc, yes. I just joined a game, nobody taught me anything, and he whooped my ass in the first minute. And my first 5 games, I was just running around like, what the hell am I doing? And I kept dying, I was the first one dead over and over again. But each time I got a little bit better, each time I learned a little bit more. And by my 7th game, I was winning games, I was killing people. Then, now that I'm in my 20th or 30th game, I'm killing a lot of people, winning a decent amount of games, or at least getting top 3.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it's that bad for somebody to just
I feel
join
like
games and not get
just the
babysat
first
into
game, and only the first game. So,
Mhm.
there are a couple of things that I didn't realize until, it was probably my 40th game, that you could go through and you could swap out your different traits. And the only reason I realized is because I was spectating other people, and I'm like, wait a second,
He's
where
got
the
different
bloody
things than
heck
me.
did you get teleport? That's not one of my options. What hackery is this? And then I
Mhm.
finally went through and clicked, because that was the other thing, is I would go through and I would look in my menu, because I was thinking oh, it's got to be something in the main menu that can change it, and I didn't realize that you could do it while you were in that starting lobby. Because I know there's whenever I play a game with Moose, I don't know if you guys played with him, but
Yes.
he
Yep.
loves the snowballs. And so when I play with him, I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna be the two of us, we're gonna be in the final 2. It's gonna be a snowball fight to the death. And so I would go through and I would change it up so that I get lumberjack and I have faster crafting, faster resource gathering. And so we would go through and we would just craft snowballs like nobody's business end game and then go for it. But like with anyone else, I want the axe sharpening.
Hmm.
But realizing that I didn't have to go all the way out to the end, go all the way back out to the main menu and spend time there when I knew that I was going to have to be racing people to get in a lobby with a good director, made a difference. And I feel like there's a lot of small things like that first game, someone tells you all those things. You don't have to remember, you don't have to know, but if someone tells you, when you get to the point that that's useful, then you can use it. And at that point, like, and it should really only be the first game that you get, I won't say babysat, but you should go through and be shown because they don't have a tutorial.
If they
Yeah.
want. Like I said, I'm pretty considerate to people. If I ask them if they want help and they say no, then that's fine. I usually try to
yeah.
be very considerate about whether or not I give help unwanted help, I guess is what you would say. Because I know when I was first directing, I did that a lot. I was like, oh, hey, you've got all these people to your left and your right. And they're like, I don't want any help. No, thanks. And I'm pretty sure Alternate and Montague and Havoc are three of those people who are like, please don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. And
Yeah.
and that kind of made me realize, like, hey, I should probably be asking first before I just give this help that
Yeah.
these people may not want. But like I said, it's really easy to tell sometimes if you get a person in and they are brand new, they don't know what buttons to push, they don't know what they're doing. And sometimes it really helps to just say, hey, this is your cue, this is this. I personally rekeyed a lot of my abilities, just because I want it to be more like the other games that I play. So, for example, I rekeyed my action menu, my action wheel, to tab instead, because that's what I'm used to using for my menus.
For
So,
inventories and
Mhm.
menus and things like that.
yeah, and something
makes
like
sense.
that can make an entire difference to somebody. Just realizing, hey, I can rekey that to something that's more intuitive for me.
Yeah, Q is kind of a weird key for that.
Well, see,
Now that you mention it.
I I go through and I agree that that will make a world of difference. However, I'm of the opinion, and this is just me, and I know I'm an odd duck here, um, but I personally prefer to keep all my games separate, keep their key bindings separate, because I know I have a tendency, and it's really bad, but I have this really awful tendency to go through and to whatever keys I have to use is the game that I'm playing in my head. So, like, as an example, with Islands of Nine and PUBG, I went through and at first I rekeyed a bunch of my Islands of Nine keys to PUBG, and then I realized I instantly started playing like a PUBG player. And I'm gonna camp this spot. I'm gonna hit this spot. I'm gonna go for the headshots. I'm gonna do this. I'm only gonna, which is not how the game is intended to be played. And then so I swapped them back and instantly like, oh no, this is a fresh game. This is a new game. This is how I'm gonna do it. And with this one, I started to do the same sort of things, and I realized like, no, the point of this game is like to just have fun, to be crazy, to be wild, to like go for the really random snowball shot to see if you can knock them into the wall because, hey, that feels so freaking good and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, I'll definitely say if it's something that everyone should try, but you should also keep in mind that keeping them separate and keeping them the way that the devs set them up as the default is usually done for a reason. So I mean, like, for example, with this game, having Q and E, you don't really use them for anything else, and you have the least amount of finger movement to do them, which I don't feel like this game is a fast enough paced game to where finger movement matters, but it definitely helps a lot.
See, for me, I have most of my abilities and things keyed to my mouse. So,
Likewise.
I mean, moving Q instead to like my let's see, what do I use Q for? Q I use
Tab.
to pick up stuff. And I use like E and F for my other main tech abilities in the game. Because those are the ones I feel like are more important for me to be able to get to fast. And my finger movement on my keyboard I'm gonna completely be 100% honest here. I suck at typing. I suck at keyboards. Like, I just started really playing PC games like a year ago. Well, a year and a half ago. So being able to rekey something is immensely helpful, and I'm really, 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 really happy that the devs actually put that into the game so early on,
Oh,
because a
absolutely.
lot of games don't actually have that ability during the beginning
Those are the
alphas.
worst.
So, bye, Mark.
Yeah.
See you later, dude. Thank you so much for stopping
I
by.
gotta agree with that. They've done so many things right about this. I mean, the other thing that I loved was the UIs. I don't know about you guys, but going through and looking at the UIs, they were really really well done. I mean, that was one of the other things I did experience. There was like a little glitch where when you go through and like you click on the different crafting items, for some reason on mine, I was always too off from wherever my mouse was. So like I know there were a couple of games where you were the director seeing, and I'm sitting, I'm like, and I'm like sitting here just like, if you were watching the stream, like craning my head trying to go over and like click one, I'm like, no, this one, and so like instead of being able to go through and like instantly hit arrow, instantly hit fire, it's like,
I remember
right
that.
there. Picture of fire, hey, picture of fire. But I mean, even with that glitch, it was still a good enough UI that it didn't matter, and it had that little arrow underneath as like the feedback, and like everything about it was just really well designed. The map too, I really liked. It gives you like your entire HUD right there. It's just super informative, without being super I'll say graphically intensive. Not like as in it's going to eat up resources, but like there have been a few games I've played where there's just too much crap packed onto the HUD. And like this one, they nailed it. It's just enough to be helpful, not too much to be overwhelming, and everything's right there. You got your stamina, you got your health, you got your cold, you got the number of kills you got, and the number of players left, which is all the things you need to be able to see in a quick instant. And you just see it really fast without having to take your eyes out, without having to stare at it, without having to anything. I think they really nailed that part, and it's one of the parts that people don't normally think about as being a critical element of a game.
Yeah, because I mean, even on PUBG, when you pull up the map, it takes up your entire screen, and you have to like stare at it, figure out what you want to do, where you want to go, and it's its own little activity.
Agreed.
Right. Although with PUBG, it is, and if we're going to compare it to PUBG does have a lot more moving parts. I mean, just dozens and dozens more moving parts in this game. So I mean, like with the map, because you are going through and you are working with teammates and you have to think tactically. And you guys feel free to disagree with me here, but I feel like PUBG is the most tactically based shooter I've ever played, and I'm stacking that up against any of the Rainbow Six games, any of the Tom Clancy games. It's because team tactics in that game matter. If you're playing like solos, you're playing duos, they don't really matter. They do to some degree, but like squads, I've watched a squad of complete noobs take out Shroud. And it was one of those things because like I knew the people were playing, and I knew that they'd only played maybe 10 games, but they had the tactics down. They knew how to spread out. They had the communication down. And with the map in PUBG, that was a huge part of it. It's an integral part of it, and they put a lot of work into it. But this game, they've nailed their map. They've got it down perfect.
Agreed. And I'm excited to see like what's in store if they decide to add more maps in it. And Alternate's asking, would duo work in this game? Actually, so before this alpha weekend, during last alpha weekend, they did have a sort of like a pact agreement type thing, like a what was I calling it? An alliance. So you had a little flag that you could set down, and you'd stake it in the ground in the snow. And if the person accepted your alliance, you would go and actually grab the flag and be a part of their alliance. And you could only do 2 people. It was only 2 people per alliance. And at the end, you have to end up deciding, who's killing who. So it's more of like a
Hunger Games style.
As a Hunger Games style. But the thing is, Alt, is that it actually worked in this because the community was so tight-knit at that point in time. I don't know, as the community gets bigger, how it would actually work. I'm
I
sure
think
that
straight up 2v2s would actually work pretty well though.
I think 2v2s would be really good. I think
Oh,
duos would be pretty cool with if you were duoing with somebody beforehand and then spawning together. Or
And then you
hell, spawning apart from them would be fun. I don't
well,
know.
I was gonna ask, like, have either of you played the culling? And I don't know if
Mm-mm.
Alternate has ever played the
no.
culling. Okay, so the culling is the only game that I can really compare this one to. Like the culling, this one has never had issues with servers. Culling never had issues with that. This has crafting. Culling had crafting. This was very much a melee based with some range. You know, basically bow and arrows ranged. Make culling just like that. Um, and this one has a lot more mechanics for tracking than the culling did, which I think is a beautiful mechanic and absolutely in every way a positive development. But in the culling, you had a duo system. You would spawn apart, and that was absolutely the right call on the devs. And I think, and because yeah, the culling had way too many weapons. Like there were complexity issues with culling. But that's another story for the different day. But I think as far as what do you call it? As far as the shoot, as far as the duo system, if you did something like that with this game, it would totally work out. Although the one difference I think would be really good to make if you did a duo system is that the director has something like maybe 2 minute or 3 minute timeout, and they can't really do anything. But after that, they can like immediately close 3 zones. Because I mean, if you're going through and you're having those duos, people are going to go through and immediately start getting together, start partnering up. Um, and I think the issue that you would run into is um, you would go through and you would get a mid game that would take 10 years because everyone go through, you get your first kill, knock out the other player in your zone, and then you would just wait. You'd get your resources, wait until you and your partner think you can get together. You know, use a little transporters, use a little. I always call them the bubble jumps. Use your bubble jumps. Get your tech, maybe. But I feel like it would have a really slow mid game. What do you guys think?
I think the people play this too aggressively to let it be that slow. And I think that this doesn't have 100% to do with it, but the fact that you could like if you have two people right from the beginning, now no alliances, just straight up duos, you can set your kit for two different things.
Oh yeah,
So like one person can be made for harvesting while the other person can maybe be made for fighting or whatever, and then one person makes all the fires, one person makes all the arrows.
yeah.
Um, but
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that like I said, people don't have that mindset of hey, let me just sit here and wait for somebody to run by. People love hunting people down in this game, and you have the maps to on like in the little sheds where you can go find people. And I don't think there will be enough people that would play it slow to where if somebody's camping and just waiting, somebody will just run up on a map and say, "Oh, they're over here. Let's go get them."
I kind of agree with that. Although I think the two things that I'm thinking of when I say that are one, that you would have a bunch of people, a bunch of new people,
Hmm.
who, not to say that new people are always scared, but it usually tends to work out that way. You have a bunch of new people who don't know the game, and you have a bunch of other people who have played the game a couple times, but they've gone up against SK, they've gone up against Montague, they've gone up against name any one of us who are good, or any one of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw myself in that group. I have the name noob in my stream name for a reason. Um, but I feel like they see one of those people in the match, like, okay, he's gonna be the end game, but there's two of us. If we make sure we're together, we can take him out. We can do these things, and like I would definitely expect to see SK,
Your hero
Montague,
Nini, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to
any
the
of
flock and welcome to the
the other
stream.
streamers who play like them to go through, partner up with another streamer, and it's like, okay, you've got east half of the map, I got west half of the map, let's go. And I'll flush to the south, you flush to the south, let's start to the north, and boom, 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 or something like that. And I would expect to see them playing separate like that. Not that they would have to, but I think like they would expect it to make faster games. They would expect it to make better gameplay, and seeing other people do that same, realizing that that's what's going on. I think we would see a whole lot more people who would go through and start using a little bit more of a camping style gameplay when it comes to that.
Maybe.
Maybe not, I mean, I would hope that I'd be proven wrong.
I mean, I get what you're saying because there's people now that will join like squad games by themselves or duo games by themselves just to kind of test themselves, and
Thank
they'll
you so
spread out and
much,
fight
your
more than one
hero.
person at a
I
time.
really appreciate that.
But I think people
I really
have
appreciate
enough
that.
confidence in themselves to say, hey, we can 2v1 this guy. And it is hard in this game to kill two people at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, in PUBG, you could do it in 1 second. You just spray two people down and they're dead. In this, they're drawn-out fights in which you're taking damage, which you can't just sit behind a wall and heal up, like, fully like you can with a first aid kit. That little heal pack, if you get one, isn't very much.
Yeah. I don't know.
So they're harder
when
to
I play this
sustain.
game, I think more of like CS:GO style.
Hmm.
And I don't know.
When you lose
I
a
feel
lot
like-
of health in a fight in this game, you're pretty much screwed. Like, if I fight somebody at
No.
the very beginning and they take me down to a quarter, and I don't get a heal from the director, it's almost impossible for me to win that game.
Oh no. See, that's why I love my traps. Like if any of you have played against me, you absolutely know I trap the crap out of everywhere I am. I actually
This
had
is
one
true.
guy run up to me during one game. He's like, "All right," and then like he heard who I was. He's like, I think the director's like, "All right, gaming, where are you going?" You know, super thick French accent. Oh, screw this. All right, gaming, I'm going here. You're coming to me, and I'm like, I actually haven't laid any traps down yet. I'm not going to tell you that. And he's like, no, I played you last game. I hit like 5 of your traps. Screw this. I want a real fight. I'm like, okay, but I mean, the traps definitely make up for that in this game. So I feel like yes, you definitely have a disadvantage in that sense, but
I don't have a big cam on me.
you can
Bae.
fully
I have a big
compensate
cat
for it.
cam, but I don't
you
have a
can't
big
do
cam.
that in games like PUBG.
Hmm.
That's true. There was one thing I was going to say, and now I cannot remember it. My cat made me forget. When I think about it, I will come back to you guys. What was I
It's your turn.
thinking
We've
of?
been talking too much.
I was actually trying to put Discord up on screen so people could see who is actually talking when you guys talk.
Oh.
So, let's see. Oh, Alt is saying getting away with maybe one type of weapon, but shoot themselves. Oh, the devs might shoot themselves in the foot if they add something like a gun. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that there should be anything like a gun or anything like that. I think it needs to stay
No guns, please.
I like the axes. I like the arrows. I love the addition of technology. I think that is, if anything, is the most unique thing that I've seen in a game like this, because you have this interesting technology that gives you special powers that I don't know. It's really cool. It's really
It rewards
sci-fi.
you for going through and like being aggressive, pushing. And now I agree. It's like it's super cool sci-fi, and it's really nice to see that mix.
There we go.
But I don't know. I
Roasted
like
corn
it.
dogs. Thank
I
you so
think
much
it's
for
a
that
really
follow.
good
Welcome to the
mechanic in the
flock and
game.
welcome to the stream.
Hey, Amy. Yeah, and you have a good suggestion there. I'd like to see health packs buffed more. That's true. I think that maybe the reason that they don't do the health packs buffing more is, I guess maybe they just don't want games to last that long. I don't know. That's just a suggest. I mean, that's just my own thought about
I
it.
don't know. I feel like instead of buffing health packs, what I would love to see is like you go through and you can craft a health pack, but you have to use like 2 electronics to do it.
Or have
It's like, I
more
feel
of
like-
them.
Thank
I'm
you
not
so
gonna use
much
2
for them
electronics to
cheers,
get
Rich
150 health
Booty.
back.
Thank you
Well,
for them bits,
So just to be
haze.
clear, I don't mean like
More
a normal health kit.
bits.
I mean a buffed.
Thank you
health kit.
for
Like
them
health kit that
bits,
takes you halfway or
haze.
all the way up, something like that.
Chipping
Something
away
like
at
that.
Finley,
that would
chipping
be
away.
okay.
That I think could be cool, and I think that would be one of those things that would make the electronics that much more valuable, and it
Yeah,
could be a really nice
you'd have
balancing
to
item.
decide, hey, do I want a power up or do I want
Right.
health back, because I can't get both no matter how well I play.
And I feel like at that point it would also help level the playing field. So, like I've watched as SK just dominate some kid who's it's his third time around, and
Mhm.
I'm watching him, and like the director's trying to help, but there's really nothing that the director could do. SK's got his teleport, he's got his camo, and this guy's got nothing. And I feel like going through and making it so you have to choose, like, do you want that buff or do you want to be able to survive long? Do you want? And I feel like if and I don't think most of the really aggressive streamers would go for the buffs, but being able to go through and say like, okay, I can go through and I can take a fight as a newbie and I'll barely come out on top, but I can then get all the way
Tibbs,
healed.
thank you so
I
much
feel like
for them
that really makes it a much more level
bitties.
thing. Whereas
Thank you,
SK
thank you,
goes
thank
through,
you.
he gets all of his buffs, but he's not at full health because he's been fighting the whole time, and that would make for a way more interesting fight. Because Nubo 557 over here has to only get one hit on SK, but SK's a really good player. He's got the buffs, he's got the gear, and I feel like that would help even the playing field. Because one of the things that I feel like the most other battle royale style games, hunger style games, have not done well, and that's one of the things that I did like about the. I know SK is the team name. I know, guys.
I
still.
explained
know
it
it's
to
the
them.
team name for the Paladins. I got it.
Yeah,
But-
I tried explaining that to them. They still call him
But,
SK.
I know this is one of the things that the Culling did really well with their perk
Richard
system.
Booty,
Is that
thank you
could
so
go
much
through
for
and as
them
a noob, If you
bitties.
pick the right set of perks, you could balance out against a better player. You could do your run or you could do whatever. And it's one of the things that I would like to see a little bit more in this
Oh,
game. Not
as the
much.
bit
'Cause
boss.
I don't
Oh
feel
my
like
God.
there's much tweaking at all that needs to be done, if any.
You
to
want
the
me
combat
talking
system.
over these people the entire time?
If you guys could add one thing to this game, what would it be?
Oh, that's a
Anything. It could be
toughie. Let's
Vehicles. It could be a new weapon.
No.
It could be.
let's ask
No.
the stream first. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll let them answer,
Yeah,
and then we
stream.
can comment on their answers. Let's make it easy for ourselves. Well,
No,
I'd
no,
already
don't
know
make too much sense. We don't do those sort of
that
things.
alternate said that he kind of wants either the healing on the axe buffed. I mean, that gives you
Oh.
a reason to actually
map.
take that buff for the axe. Or I think that maybe that another spawn, like more spawns for health packs, might be a good
They're very
suggestion
hard
as
to
well.
find. I
They're
find
very hard to
one
find.
like every 3 games.
Yeah. Another
Yeah.
map is what
Twitch
alternate
viewer
is saying.
interaction.
I don't know
So-
how another map would work because it would just look different, but it would have to be roughly the same as far as like a layout goes, because you'd have to do the same like closing
Snowball
zones and
machine
stuff.
gun.
Havoc! Snowball! No! We're not giving you a snowball machine gun!
That'd be
No!
great.
Well,
I'll take
I'm
that.
down for
Actually, I
snowball
can't say
machine
no.
gun.
I'm not a dev. If the devs decide that you need a snowball machine gun, then so be it. But I'm not
Snowball
playing
machine
against
gun.
you. I'll direct the shit
But-
out of that, but I ain't playing against you.
I'm all for a snowball machine gun, but it takes 3 electronics to craft. Yeah.
That'd still be broken.
No, I'm a snowball machine gun, but like I don't know. I could go for something like that. Desert. See, one of the things I think would be cool is instead of like the standard maps, I feel like if you could have 2 or 3 maps. Like one that has like the one that we have is like your average one. You have one that's like an easy map where there's no lava, and then one that's like a hardcore map that would be, I think, super fun to direct on. And where it's like you just have lava bridges all over the place, and then like maybe some sort of jump pad or something, or like the bubble jump things all over the place. And I think like if you had something like that, that would be a ton of fun to watch and a ton of fun to play. It'd be super frustrating.
Yeah.
It would be a shit
sure.
show, but it'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, like, can you imagine like just how much trollery you would get? You get that one guy who just, like me, puts traps everywhere. Like if you're watching my stream right now, I trap the crap out of this place when I get manhunts. But going through, you put traps down next, like to the edge of like your bridges or whatever, and you just sit there with snowballs, hit them. Because I mean, like the one other thing with the snowballs, even if you go through and even if it doesn't kill you, just for like 2 seconds you're blinded. You have no idea what's going on.
Yep.
And I feel like in a map like that, that would really, really be an advantage.
True. We also have Twitch interaction, which actually that is coming. We have heard from some of the devs, and I think they've let a little bit slide that there will be some Twitch viewer interaction in the future. We have another map. Keeping it skill-based, I think that is 100% something that the devs want to do. Just from knowing them and, you know, from the little bit of time that I've spent talking to some of them in the last alpha, I think that's something that they really look at. I think the yellow snow thing is hilarious. Can you eat it? That's hilarious. Yes. That is hilarious.
By the way, the whole skill-based thing is the main reason that I love this game more than the other games that I play. Because, like, I hate to keep comparing it, but the other game that I play mainly is PUBG. And it's so infuriating when you know you're better than somebody, but they killed you because they were laying in grass and you couldn't see them. Or they just out-camped their building and you ran by and they shot you in the back. In this, that doesn't really happen. Like,
until you come up and hit somebody in the back.
But
it's different. It's different when you're looting or when you're like crafting something. That's your own risk. When you're just like running by a building and someone just shoots you in the back, it feels awful. In this, I haven't really had that.
I've had it happen. It's bad. Like, I'm in the middle of a fight and someone comes over with a fully decked, fully buffed axe and just one-shots me.
Actually,
a little while ago.
Yeah, exactly like what you did a little while ago, Legend.
That was perfect.
No, it was so dirty.
I didn't plan it to happen like that. There was people fighting.
Dirty.
There was people fighting near me.
PG-13.
Like, I saw the little red circle, like, hey, there's someone near you. So I just started sprinting there. And then as I got there, there's two guys fighting. I walked up, hit one, he died. Walked up, hit the other, he died. And I was like, well, that was easy.
That was easy.
I didn't plan to just walk up and steal both kills, but that's just how it played out.
That was pretty funny.
I was just like, oh, there's a guy, let me go fight him, because that's what I like to play aggressive. And sure, I'll clean up a fight and get all this free stuff. Why not?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Vulturing is always a thing. Really quick, 2-second pause in this conversation. For whoever went through and said something about the Twitch viewer interaction, I go through and I write scripts. I know how to program, that sort of thing. Is what one of the things I did with my degree. I've actually got a couple scripts where I go through and I do Twitch viewer interaction. So if you guys have requests, and if either of you can go through and think of something that you would love to be able to do with your viewers, like let them vote on different things or whatever, I can do that. We can make this happen, even if the devs don't.
Twitch directors.
Like,
if chat could just say nuke center and the center gets nuked.
That's actually what I was thinking about doing with my stream. This I didn't have time to set it up, but what I wanted to do was set up a dice roll on stream where you could roll the dice and see which player gets targeted, and then the stream actually gets to decide whether or not we help or hurt the person. Like, so at the very beginning of the match, a random person would get chosen, and then stream says, let's help him out. Let's give him all the buffs. They're not all of them, but, you know, whatever he needs help, that's the person we're gonna help out. Or, hey, no, we need to put manhunt on him right now. Bam. Everybody needs to kill him. Done. So I thought that would be...
Game? Let's get him.
Exactly. Well, but it would be random, though. Because you wouldn't want the same person being targeted over and over and over and over. But then again...
that could be a thing, though.
What? Oh, just trying to kill number one person? It could be, but then you...
Never lucky.
Then it depends on who the person is and why you were doing it. Because if you're constantly targeting Lyndon over and over and over again, you're going to drive him and everyone from his community away from the game. And that can mean a loss of profits from a lot of different people who actually watch his stream. You know? That's what you don't want to do that to the same person over and over and over again.
At the same time, we don't have to give them direct access to, like, okay, you guys can directly influence the game, which, I mean, I can program them, that's not hard. But going through and giving it as more of a, okay, now the director knows exactly what they want, and the director can make that decision easily in the game without having to go over, without having to do whatever. Like, that I could do in a heartbeat.
I have to say, with the Lyndon topic, I've never even watched him or played with him in any other game until yesterday, and I played a ton of games with him over the past 2 days. And
I haven't played with them all.
I have mixed feelings with him because, like, in the beginning lobby and during fights, he talks shit and he, like, fake spits on people, and I'm like, dude, this guy's the ultimate scumbag. But when I was in a one-on-one fight with him, I started winning, and the director, as soon as he started losing, threw invincibility on him, and he got mad. He was like, no, I don't want this, and he ran away until the invincibility wore off, and then came back to fight.
Pretty sure that was me, too. I think I did that.
I don't know, but yeah, that's how it played out, and I gained a lot. Like, I lost a lot of respect with how he was talking to people, but I gained respect in the, like, game sense, because that was the only person that I've ever seen do that. Everybody else, when they get an advantage, they, like,
Goodbye,
push, or they just try to
Have a
fucking
good
win the
night.
game.
Thank you so
And
much
he
for
was
the
like,
gift
no, I want
sub
to do
and
this
everything
on my own. I want
and
to do
all
it
of
my
that
way.
good
I don't
stuff.
need your help.
Love you, dude.
Yeah, I've
Love you,
seen one
dude.
other person do that, but yeah,
Hi, Boomer.
huge respect for those guys.
It's true.
Because I've gotten screwed a couple times where I'm in a one-on-one fight to, like, end the game, and they either get a heal or they get invulnerability thrown on them, like, right at the end, and they win because of it. And that feels awful. And that's like, wow, that director single-handedly chose who won the game.
I can't say that I haven't done that a couple times.
It feels awful. I know it happens, and that's fine, but it feels horrible for the other person to be like, hey, I was whooping his ass, and then he got help and I lost.
Hi, Moose.
See, I have the opposite reaction to that. I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I take it as a huge compliment when the director helps my opponent. Huge compliment. And I look at it as, okay, the director's like, no, Noobs is good enough. I need to be able to, like, really help this guy out. And so, I mean, like, in that respect, that's true, that's true.
Sometimes it's just, hey, this person's about to lose, throw it on them instead.
Well, I mean, like, so, to be fair, like, I look at, when I see the directors, most of the ones that I've played with have been Twitch streamers. And so I always go in with the assumption of, like, okay, they are trying to go through and they are trying to make something entertaining for their stream.
Yeah.
And, like, I know, as the director, I would hate it when people just, like, run away from a fight for, like, 15 years. They chase halfway across the map, and it's like, this is super boring. Yes, you're losing, but, like, get over it. And so I know, like, there have been times where, you know, I've taken someone down to a single hit. Like, I can hit him with a snowball, it would kill him. And I watched the director go through, and they buff the crap out of him.
I said hi, White Wolf.
And it's like, you know what?
I said hi, didn't I?
Looking at it from that standpoint, I'm okay with it. And I feel like this is one of those games that, like, the more it gets played, the more people that stream it, the more people are going to realize that that's the mindset. And when you have a director buff someone like that in that situation, yeah, that's fine. And I will say the one thing that I don't care for is when you have someone who's just like, nope, I'm helping this person just because. And it's like, the dude's already got the advantage, and then he gets more of an advantage with no reasoning. It's like,
or the people that queue with friends and then just try to help them in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
there's nothing that pisses me off more than a director that will sit there and help a friend.
Yeah. Like, me and you, I consider us friends, even though it's only been a day or two. But we've been in a ton of games together, and I can't say in any of them you've, like, helped me win a game.
Nepser, thank you,
like,
so
reward
much
me if I killed somebody,
for
but that's
that
any
follow,
director does.
Nepser.
And
Thank
if
you,
anything,
thank you.
more times you've, like, dropped a nuke on me or closed
Exactly, because that's the thing
is,
like,
how it should be.
Right. I have been in a couple games. Well, I've been spectating a couple games. Both on stream and off stream, where the director just completely, it's not even favors one person, right? Because some people play that way. Some directors do play that way, where you favor one person to be your champion or whatever. And I think that's a really cool perspective on it. I really do. I think that's neat, because then it becomes more like an old time arena kind of feel to it. It's really cool. Kind of like Thunderdome, but it's a whole nother thing when you're friends with a streamer and you want to help them out, so you keep giving them all the shit, and it really
just hands them games.
And I think that that's one of the things that they really have to try in that's one of the most difficult things I think is about this game, is the director role. and
This
actually,
brings up alternates
mhm.
question. Do you think directors should be able to see names?
Yes.
Well, you're gonna be able to recognize their voices too. So
I think directors should be able to see names, but I think there should be one more mechanic added to the game, and this is what I was going to say earlier, and I forgot about. I feel like there should be a mechanic to report players and to report um, the directors.
they're adding that.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like it should be something like, okay, like reports have any sort of auto system that go into banning or removing capability, anything like that. I do feel like it's something that the team should be able to be. There should be a better way for them to track it, so
Hmm.
they can go through and see like, okay, this is exactly what's going on. We've got gaming noobs over here, and every time, what was her name, Juju gets on. Um, all he does is give her stuff the entire time, and every time Sting goes up against her, it's just this isn't okay. This is not how the game is supposed to be. He's just hating on Sing over here. Um, it's they should be able to track that and then be able to have some sort of system to punish you for it. But
What if the director could talk to the players, but the players couldn't talk back?
I don't like that. As
No.
as a director, I love being able to talk to my players. I love being
Absolutely.
able to interact with them.
it adds so
Um,
much.
but so here's, I don't know if it's necessary. It's kind of on topic, kind of off topic. I would love to see a director rating system. Rate me for how good the game was.
Ooh,
I
think
want
that
you
would
to
be
tell me
better
1 out of
than,
10
the
how
court
good
system.
was my game, and then you get to see the director rating whenever you join a game.
Done
I think that would come into play big time when the game grows. Right now, when I see the list, I know most of the people, and I'm like, this person's a great director, this person sucks, so I'm not going to join their game. But yeah, once it's bigger and you see a lot of people that you don't know,
Hmm.
you're going to be like, oh, should I join this one? Well, the director has a 1-star rating, so he's probably an asshole, so let me not go to that one.
Hmm.
Well, I think right now, if they go through the next, the next system, I think they could do it.
By the way,
I think what they would
hi,
have to do is they'd
Rafi.
have to go through, reach out to a
Hi,
couple of people they've seen
Takasho.
who
How's
were
it
good
going?
directors, and like one or two others, and ask them,
Five.
okay, can I get you to go through, change
I'm
your name?
sorry, White Wolf.
Because if you just change your name on Steam, it changes what the name shows as, and to go through and then use those people for the rating system. And like they go through and they're like, okay, gaming noobs, you were man last time. We want you to do it again. And not that I'm plugging myself, but if I were, it sounds just like this. But go through. You were really bad last time. We want you to go through, and we just want you to be a horrible director. We want you to do all these things that are bad, and then we're gonna have Sing and Legend, and these two are gonna be our good directors. It's kind of like our controls, and then everyone else is just gonna be whatever they do. And then we're gonna go through and we're gonna see if this rating system actually does anything, if it's actually useful. Like I think that could be a really cool way to test the mechanic, and I think that is an excellent mechanic, especially once it gets bigger.
I think something that would have to go with it would be a friends list, and then not letting your friends rate your other friends. Because I could just join Vogel's game every game and give her a 5-star rating, and it would just boost the crap out of her.
Well,
Yeah, they could be like, "Oh, he closed my zone. He's a 1-star because I died."
you're an equal opportunity offender.
Sorry, I had my mic off. Ha! I had my mic off in the stream because I was typing and didn't want everybody to have to hear my typing. What I was saying
Nice.
was that, yeah, you have a point, T2 Jack, is that whenever you have those salty people who can go in and actually rate crap ratings for those kind of things, yeah, that can be a problem. I mean, it really can.
I think you'd get more of what it should be than that, though. Yeah, you'll get it every
Yeah.
once in a while.
I mean, it's kind of like
I-
any other rating system, though, right? It's if you go on Amazon, if you sell something there, if you report somebody on another game for bad gameplay or feeding or whatever, it's kind of the same thing in a way.
So
But I don't
I-
know.
I don't know. I agree and I disagree with you guys. And the reason I do disagree with you guys is that there doesn't have to be one way of doing it. So I feel like going through and just gathering the data is the most important part. I feel like everything that you guys are talking about is how the data is used, and that's entirely different. That is the way the devs are doing things, and that can change, on a fly without doing any change that we as players or directors would see on the rating system. So like you can go through and very easily, like I just off the top of my head thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I can go through, I can make this rating system, and then I can say, all right, I'm gonna automatically anyone who comes in the top 3 places, I'm gonna ignore their rating, and the bottom 3 places, I'm gonna ignore their rating, right off the bat. Um, and then I can go through and say, okay, of the remaining, what was that, 4, I can go through and I can actually, okay, if you died within this many seconds, ignore, or if you got this many kills, ignore them. But so you can actually get an accurate assessment of the people whose opinions really matter. Not say that like the person who wins, their opinion doesn't matter, but and then also going through and just like having a simple feedback box with it, like, okay, this is why they killed you, or why you hated them, and it could be something kind of like, what do you call it, CS:GO, where you only give them like 3 options and that's it. And if you've only got those 3 options, say, okay, I'm reporting this director because they trolled the one. I mean, I would get those every game. But realizing, okay, well, this is why Vogel's getting reported because she did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that's totally fine. I feel like the rating system could still definitely work, and even with people who are friends going through and doing it, if you see one person, like having worked on several other projects where I've gone through and like I see one user who repeatedly spams this other user, whatever, I just completely ignore what they've got, and I go through and I just straight up delete all their entries out of the system.
Yeah. Or I think what you could do as well.
Come on, Blue. Let's go
is
find some
at the end of the
clues.
game, or whenever you die,
Just for you, the
make
420
every
stoner.
single
Just for
player
you.
rate the director. That
Okay.
way,
Yeah, that's
like-
what I was thinking. Is like a
because
You
I
have
work
to
in the
rate.
restaurant industry, and I've noticed that when people have a really good experience, they're not always going to be like, oh, well, I had great service and my food was great, let me go write about it. They just go home and they go on with their day. But when they have
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad experience, they're
they're gonna be there.
80% more
Yes.
likely to write a bad review than they are to write a good review. Like, say I have 100 customers, 97 of them have a great experience, 3 of them have a shitty one, and I'll get 2 bad reviews and no good reviews.
So
Yeah, man,
there's
I
actually
agree.
a social thing behind that. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually getting my PhD in social work. So studying stuff like that is one of the things that I really enjoy. But so there's a like a social obligation kind of thing. If you give people an option, yes, they're going to write about their either their most memorable experiences, or they are just going to write bullshit, which is it's very interesting on the one or the other if you're given an option. So the most memorable experiences, you're either going to write about what the best thing that happened to you or the worst thing that happened to you, and more than likely the things that you remember are the things that are the bad things, because that's how we as humans actually, like, those are the things that we remember the most. That's why trauma happens, right? So
Yeah.
But whenever you make it mandatory, you'll notice that survey instruments actually collect more positive data. They're skewed positively than they are if somebody has an option. So it's really kind of iffy on whether or not like either of those options are going to give you accurate data. It's just something that, I still think a rating system would be cool. I think having a mandatory rating system would be cool, because even through that skewed positive data, you're going to get those
You're still going to get the people
you're
that
still
had a bad
going,
experience
yes,
and will rate it negatively.
exactly. And having a comment box attached to that is probably the best way to figure out exactly what the person was doing and when and why and all that kind of stuff. Anyway,
That
Well, what
creates
about-
a whole nother aspect to it, though. Then you need to have a team that reviews them, where
This is
if
true.
you didn't have a comment box, it would just no one has to touch it. It's just, hey, this person has a 4.5-star rating. Join if you want to. If not, because if you do the comments, then you need people to read all the comments and decide, hey, should we actually use this input or not?
True.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea,
Well,
but
what
it
about
just
this?
adds a whole nother
That-
aspect to it.
It does, and it adds another person that you need to pay, and that needs
Yeah,
to
that's what I mean.
exactly.
Like a whole nother
Yeah.
team just to read through
Right.
reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about instead going through, instead of making them mandatory, instead of making it, just at the end of the match, what about instead it's just when the director goes through and uses like 3 things. On the 3rd thing, everyone who's in the match gets to go through and decide, okay, they, this, that, the other, they're doing good, they're doing bad, and it's just that. I feel like that's about as unbiased as you could get.
The last thing I want to do when I'm looting and about to fight somebody is stop and write a review or rate
No,
somebody's
no.
performance.
So I mean, it's a
At the end
it's
of the
something off
match.
the side, totally optional. You just go through and it's you can hit like a quick thing like right click once, or hit tilde twice, hit tilde for this, hit tab for that, something super quick, super fast, and it can even go through and it can just pause everything in the match, and it's it just does a 5-second pause. It's something you can totally just not do. You can go through, you can ignore it, you can use it, whatever, but it doesn't affect the game in that sense. It doesn't really stop you from doing anything. You don't lose anything by doing it. It's a short enough time that it doesn't people won't lose momentum, anything like that, but it isn't at the end of the game. It isn't after all of those effects have had their positive or negative outcomes. It's just, is this person using it well? What do you think?
I think that's that's more complicated than what anything really needs.
Plus, it's no one, like, I've never seen anything like that, like mid-experience rating.
Yeah, I don't think that's really
Because
you
you
would
could
have
just your first 3 moves could be closing 2 zones and dropping an electronic, and then you got to rate somebody on that, and then right after they could nuke the middle
That's
and
true.
push everybody out.
yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be specifically 3, but like you could go through, you could change it 100 different ways, like okay, after every other or whatever. But just doing something so it's like that in the middle of the game.
yeah. T2 Jack says that the game director should be random for games. What do you guys think about that? Like, you don't know who the game director is whenever you join the match. What do you think?
The game should be random to the director. Like, when you join a
So
server,
like
it
having a
doesn't say
director
who's in it.
queue.
Yeah, so having like a director queue, I guess, is something that would be interesting. Yeah, so it
Like, hey, I want to be a director. All right, you're 5th in line, and then you get thrown in a game as director.
yeah, why not? That would randomize it. Any kind of randomization type I guess
Then you
protocol.
can't have your play with friends aspect to it.
And that's what
Yeah.
T2 Jack is trying to get rid of because of the biased decisions.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I don't think
I wanna
taking
hear what you guys
away
think first.
playing with friends is a good solution.
How about giving the option then to do random or
Like, hey, I just want to direct a bunch of randoms tonight, or hey, I'm looking to play with my friend.
yeah.
I think instead of doing that, there should be your general queues.
There's
This
your
is
answer
something
right
that
there.
PUBG.
Friendly or ranked.
Yep.
Ranked is
No,
random.
no.
Friendly doesn't have a thing.
This is one of the things that I'm gonna say PUBG has that Darwin project needs to take a leaf out of PUBG's book, and it's you go through and you set up your normal ones, your social rank, whatever. Those ones are all random. They're always random, but and like I think ranked, if they implement some sort of rating system, you have to be a certain rank director in order to direct a ranked match. I think that would be
or
the
like
way
a
to go.
leveling
But I
system.
feel like as far as friends go, you should be able to do a private server, and then as a private server, it doesn't feed into rank, doesn't feed into any sort of stat gathering, anything. But with private servers, you can go through and it shows the person's name, whatever. I think like that would be the way to go as far as directors are concerned. I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
I don't know if you would get enough people. Not everybody has 10 friends that they would want to play with, and a lot of people don't just join random private servers.
Well, no. But I mean, like,
got-
if you go through and you, I don't know, like, because you can always see the director, right? So you go through, you see the director, like, I go through, I play like 10 games, and seeing just like 4 of them, and I go, well, she was pretty legit. And then she goes through and says like, okay, guys, in this long, I'm going to be going through. I'm going to be directing a couple private matches. If you guys want to join, you guys want to see, come pop by the stream, and I'll announce when I'm going to be doing that.
Could work.
So-
I have a question in my stream. Why don't you let someone rate different aspects of the director after they die? Like,
Goodbye, T2 Jack.
different
Thank you so much for
categories, give them a
stopping by.
5
I
in
really
fairness,
appreciate it.
and
Thank you so much for
whatever
your
else you wanna
ideas.
throw in there.
I really
Yeah.
hope that the devs
I
watch
think
this.
that
I
if
really
they do
do.
a mechanic or a rating mechanic, that would be the way to go.
Have multiple categories. and say,
T2
hey,
Jack,
this
thank you so much for
person
that follow. Welcome to the
was
flock
really
and
fair,
welcome to the stream.
But I feel like they killed people too fast, or that they didn't do enough.
Right.
And that's kind of like the rating system that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it gets rid of the comment box and just categorizes it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with when I was like, they need to go the CS:GO status where you have like 5 different options.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was kind of talking about earlier as well is that directors being able to host like not an infinite match, but being able to host a server as a director. So I would have dedicated
Your
like
own
Central
your own
05, yeah. So Central 05, and I could direct Central 05 for a certain amount of time. Or it doesn't even have to be limited. It could just be, this is my server.
Until you get off.
Until I get off, yeah.
And then somebody else takes over, and then
Right.
when you come on again, you just you take 7 instead of 5.
Right, exactly. Instead of having to fight with everybody else to play as director, I could actually keep my server for
Yeah, because right
such
now
amount
it's
of time.
like, oh, well, 5 is open, but it has a director. 7's got nobody in it, but it doesn't have a director, so we gotta wait forever to get who we want.
Yeah. Oh, guys, let's go play on the Oceania servers, I guess. We'll have really bad ping, but at least we got a good director. Yeah. No, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, I feel like, then do you have 1,000 servers once the game grows because you have all these people that want to play director?
And that is exactly what I was thinking about. Like, when is the point where you have enough people to want to play director, and like the right balance of people who want to be director and the right people who want to play as inmates?
That goes into the number of, like, right now it's 10. Right now
Wow,
there's 10 people
man,
that want to play
Turkey.
inmates to every
Thank
director.
you
At least that's
so
the dream
much
for them.
for that follow.
Where
Welcome
I
to
feel
the
like
flock
that's not-
and welcome to the
That's not
stream.
too far off. Like, it's
gonna
not
get some
awful
food? All right.
because a lot of people like myself, I don't want to play director because I want to test my skill and be able to, like, outplay people. And so I'm always going to queue for inmate. But there's people that don't play just to be better than the next person. There's people that just want to have fun, or they're not that confident in their gun skill or whatever you want to call it. And those are the people that have more fun directing and kind of just seeing how things play out.
I also think directing is a good way to learn the game too.
It
It
is.
is a great way
it
to learn
actually-
the game.
It annoyed me, not annoyed, but I didn't like the feature that you have to play 5 games before you could direct, because as soon as I started playing, once I got my ass kicked by Havoc in that first game, I was like, I want to direct a game so I can see how it plays out and see how things work. But I couldn't. I had to sit there and keep getting my ass kicked before I could direct a game and be able to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Kinda. I don't know. I think that being able, like, having to play the game before actually directing is a good touch, because then if you have somebody who just gets thrown in to director, knows nothing about the game, and then sits there and doesn't talk to anybody at all, if you play 5 games beforehand, one, you have a chance to actually have a good director in one of those games, and you can kind of learn from them.
You need to actually interact and do things and talk to people.
Right.
Yeah.
2, you learn a little bit more about the game. So again, if you have new players, you can say, oh, you have to go get the wood to craft this. You don't know the crafting wheel if you haven't played. You don't use that as a director. But because I've played, I can tell, like, who has what abilities. If I want to screw somebody over, I can go over and say, hey,
he upgraded his axe.
But somebody who hasn't played doesn't know that, right? So
Yeah,
it-
or just
yeah.
throw in a optional tutorial
Blue Leo, thank you so much for that.
of, hey, you don't know how to play the game,
follow.
but instead of just
I really
learning on the
appreciate
fly,
it. Welcome
you
to
wanna
the
play a
flock
quick
and welcome to
tutorial,
the
here you
stream.
go.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that being able to see it from both sides of the game is a good idea. Or if you get a director that has no microphone, right? There are a lot of directors that that don't interact at all with the
Yeah, I've
players,
seen a
and
lot
that's
of those
just.
guys.
I mean, it is what it is. But that's another thing for
It should
like the
require a
system.
mic to play director.
Yeah, well, I don't know. See, but that's another thing about the rating system, though, is what I was thinking about, is that if somebody doesn't have a mic, that's something that you could kind of like put on their profile or whatever, like a director profile. Hey, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, or like the category thing, like communication, 1 to 5 stars, fairness, 1 to 5 stars. Say communication 1, they don't talk or they don't listen.
Right. Exactly. And thank you, Leo. What's up, dude? I think I saw you once tonight. Once. Alt says, I think you should just have a general queue button for directors and inmates. I'll tell you what position you're in for region. You pick preference. Maybe 2 to 3 choices. I don't know. I like that idea. I think that there should be an option for that.
You
But
mean like you don't get to pick if you're director?
yeah, you don't get to, well, no. Like you queue for director or you queue for inmate. You don't get to pick which lobby you get placed in. You just get placed with randoms.
I don't know. So, I feel like if they had some sort of private server system, that would be okay. But I feel like outside of that, it's I don't know. For me, 90% of the fun of this game is just realizing that everyone else is everyone else can see everything else, and because all the cards are on the table, everyone knows who it is that they're going in with. Everyone knows what everyone else's players are, and you can go through and you can really quickly hop in that lobby, see, oh, hey, this is a good director I want to stay in this, or this is a bad director. You can go back out and then pick another one. And I feel like going through and having it that kind of a setup, you go through, you'd have a director, at least with the way the game is currently. You have a bad director, he gets in the queue. People are gonna hop in his lobby as soon as they see the name, they're out of there, they're gone. And so you'd have this one server that got taken up for like 40 minutes or half an hour, and no one can use it because no one's gonna play in that one with that bad director.
Eventually, it should just weed out the bad directors or make them stop being assholes or being unfair. If, hey, nobody wants to join my game, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
That actually, I mean,
Yeah.
it's community policing is what it is.
Because there was a guy in one of mine that I absolutely hated. All he did was just try to kill people. Not me. He just tried to screw the game and kill as many people as he could, which I don't think is a good director. Like, what he would do is put a manhunt on somebody, then as soon as you went towards that person, nuke it, and then as soon as you tried to run out, he would close that zone. So there was no way to outplay or to win the game. And if I joined a game without a director and then he hopped in, you're damn right I want to back out and I don't want to play with him again.
See, I feel like what they should do is, and this is a little bit of bias, fair warning, but I feel like what they should do is directors shouldn't be everyone. There should be someone like, if you've won this many games, you probably know how to be a good director. If you go through and you've done, you've played, a bazillion games, or you've won this many games, or if you're a Twitch or a streamer. Because I feel like everyone I've seen who was a director who streamed was a good director, because they're in it for the entertainment, and that's what makes a good game.
That's
like,
too
even when you're
biased, though.
playing.
Then you get the people that, hey, I don't stream, but I really want to play director. Why
Right,
are all
right. But no, that's what I'm
directors?
saying. Like, you go through, and it's more of a balancing type thing. Okay, so yeah, you don't stream, but have you, like, we'll use alternate here, just because I like picking on him. Okay, alternate's won a dozen games, but I've never seen him stream this one. Okay, well, but is he a good player? Oh, well, then he probably knows how to do it. And going through and like doing streaming, you still have to do so many, like you still have a base minimum that you have to get. But I mean, by far and large, that's the one pattern that's totally consistent that I've seen. Is if they streamed, they knew how to be a good director because they knew how to make it entertaining because they had someone to entertain, and that's the point of director. I feel is going through and making it an entertaining game. Um, because you very quickly, you play like 4 or 5 games as a director, you stream them, and you realize, you know what, if I just go through and I give one person all the buffs, this is going to be really boring. Or, if I go through and I favor someone, I pick on someone, this is going to be boring. This is not going to be fun to watch. It's not going to be fun to watch as a spectator. It's not going to be fun to watch as someone on your stream. And that's one of those things that I feel like it's definitely, I don't know, it's that pattern that I've noticed over and over again. But I do agree it should not be limited to
What's
only
up, Kogan?
people who stream.
How are you?
Yeah, because not
that would kill
everybody
it in a
not
heartbeat.
everybody wants to stream, but can still be a good director.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think they should limit the director role too much. I think let the community itself would weed it out.
Moose has a good suggestion. He's saying that he thinks the way to go would be going through and maybe locking down the director for, like, when it goes into early access, when it goes into production, that for the first little while you lock down director and it's not an option, and the people who can do it at first, either they earn it, by whatever system they come up with, or it's people from the alpha
Doing
who were good directors,
good,
and the
doing
dev team just goes
good.
through and says, hey, okay,
Glad
all
you are
these people
doing
were good
good as
directors,
well, Kogan.
Gaming News was a bad director, and so these people can go through
Thanks
and do
for
it
joining us.
just as like a starting point. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't want to limit it too much to, hey, these 10 guys are good directors, so they're it. And I mean, you can have games with bad directors. It's not gonna kill your game. It's just gonna be like, all right, on to the next one. He sucked.
That's fair.
Because you get any game that, even in this game, you get people that are inmates that you don't enjoy playing. Like, if somebody's gonna sit there and talk trash or just like annoy you the whole time, you don't want to play with them. But we don't limit that.
That's true.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, I would hate to see the director role limited to a point where
You can only direct if you've directed before, or
yeah,
if you're well known.
yeah.
What about you can only direct so many ones in a row?
No, please don't limit that. No.
No, because then you get the people like her that don't want to sit there and fight people. They want to do a different. They play the
Yeah.
game for a different reason than I play the game.
And my
That's
stream
true.
would hate it too, because
Yeah, there's a lot of
every
people that
time
watch
I
that
ask,
direct.
they don't want me to play a game. They want me to direct. So
That's
it
like
would be
last
limiting
night.
my community on top of limiting me from being able to direct.
Well, the one thing I do have to say is, I think there's a great deal of
The director role is a very special kind
experience that
of. It
can be
is
gained
an
by
extremely
going through and
special
making it
kind.
so
So
someone
unique.
can only go through and play so many in a row, and then you have to go see someone else's style of directing. Because like I know my style of directing has definitely grown from seeing the way you, I think Juju, I'm trying to remember, Animaniacs, that's who it was. Played a
Anime
bunch of
girl?
Animaniacs.
Cute anime girl? No?
I think that might be her in-game name. I know her Twitch
Oh,
is.
it's a guy. It's
Anime
not.
guy.
It's not actually a girl.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay.
But seeing him go through and the way he does it, like, because I've seen all the different ones, and it's one of those things, if I hadn't gone through and hadn't gotten tired of it, I don't know that I would have seen those, and each one of those has helped me be a better director. So that is one of the things I would kind of like to see done with that role. It's like you do have to go out and you have to see other people's, so it's not just one thing. So it'll keep it fresh, it'll keep it changing, it'll keep it, and it'll also help you as a director.
Havoc brought up a good point in my chat. He said, I've had a couple of these and he's had them as well. And it's what I would do if I was a director. They do, just like a fun aspect to it, they do trivia directors where, hey, they go spectate player number 3 and you ask him a question. And if he knows the answer, then he gets a buff of his choosing, or he gets something, he gets an electronic next to him. And if they get it wrong, you can say, all right, your section's closed. Like, not every game, but it's a, how do you guys feel about people like that?
I think that that's pretty cool, actually. Not every game, but
No, definitely not. But
not
it was
every
fun
game,
like
but,
one every 10
mhm.
games to have a guy like, hey, here's some trivia questions for you.
Or
It
like
just
gaming noobs up there who decided to make everyone in his lobby sing Let It Go to him in order to get buffs. That was great, and I'm terrified to do that to people. For one, I'm a girl, so people are going to be more biased towards me anyway, and it, like, if I piss somebody off by trying to do that to begin with, before the community really gets to know me, I would hate putting off people on that. And two, it's kind of like, are people really going to like this? But I think that it's a good idea. Like, I like some of the directors, like my friend Will Poward. He's also a streamer, and probably the guy, if you've heard a director with a very, very strong French accent, that is him. He is an um, amazing director, and he's actually the one who got me into, like, really wanting to do the directing.
Um, so sorry guys, I kind of missed out on some of that. What was the question? I was responding to something in my stream, and then I've got a
Just
um,
opinion on like different types of directors, like one that does trivia questions as they decide what to do with the map.
oh.
So, like,
Like
you
I've
made
gotten
people
some.
sing "Let It Go" for you.
Yeah, I've mixed. I don't know. I think that's a fun way of doing it. Um, I don't know. I'm okay with that. I feel like the directors should be kind of left fairly open, but that's just me. One question for you guys though, and this is something I've seen in both chats. What do you guys feel like should be done about the directors who leave halfway through a game because their friend is dead?
Not be
Yeah,
able to
that's
direct. That's awful.
So like, if you
I
leave a
started a
game
game
as a
and then two
director,
kills in, the director leaves, it ruins the game. You're like, all right, well, this is going to be insanely boring. I don't even really want to play this anymore.
yeah. So should it go through? Should it just shut down the match? Should it be that if someone does that, they get
No.
kicked out of being the director for like, um, a day or X number of games? Or
like a
I would
ban
do
or
what do you guys
something.
think should
a
happen?
cooldown system, like, hey, you left once, like an hour ban. Maybe you had to go do something, or maybe your internet went out. And then if you do it a second time, all right, you're out for a day. And then if you do it a third time, a week.
I would say start it out at like 5 minutes or something. That way, for people like me who
Yeah,
have
or like
shitty
half an
internet and it
hour.
happens, it doesn't lock me
Just
out
go
for
on
an
with the game,
hour,
oh good.
you know. So, like, maybe like
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes first time, an hour the second time, like 3 hours the next time, or some kind of system that isn't going to punish people who legitimately have
It's got
to
to grow
leave.
a little bit faster,
Yeah.
I think. Like, third time should be like a day or two.
Or you can have a reconnect option. That's a good idea too, dog. That's a good
Yes,
idea
absolutely.
too.
That is
Yeah, I think that
plus.
is something that they would put. Like, it's kind of hard. It's hard to do. PUBG didn't add it for months just because it's not easy.
It's a
But
pain to code, man.
yeah, it's something that is important.
I feel like they should do it, but it should only be available for the director. Because like as much
Maybe.
as it sucks for the other people, I've seen people abuse that too many times in PUBG and in other games, where they'll go through and they'll just whittle down the system by being completely immobile, and they won't get penalized for being immobile because they're out of the game, and then they'll come back in and hey, with like different MOBAs, I've seen people do that, and then they get the free win,
Yeah.
or and I don't know all the ways. I don't pretend to know all the ways that it could be abused with this game, but I'm absolutely certain that it could be.
I think that this game is so small right now, and with just 10 people per match, it is kind of like the games are so fast that having a reconnection option for inmates is, I don't know. I feel like,
It would be too late by the
yeah,
time
it would by the
to
time,
like for
yeah.
your computer to come back on or for your internet to come back on in 5 minutes. Your zone's closed or somebody's run up on you by then,
Yeah,
or
so
a nuke been dropped on you.
it's easier just to reconnect to another server or something like that. And you don't really have, like, if it was a team-based game, I would say, for inmates to have some kind of cooldown. But right now, it's really just based on single person, experience. So it doesn't really hurt anybody else that anybody, drops the match or whatever.
Yeah,
It just
it doesn't
eliminates one
directly affect anybody
person.
else's game.
So, but the director, however, who has to be there from start to finish and needs
Yeah,
to be
like you're signing
involved
up
in
for
the
a
game.
responsibility when
Right.
you go to play director.
Exactly.
You need
You
to be there
are
from beginning to end.
Yeah, you're responsible for the entire game match and not just how long you stay alive. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on that.
Do either of you two play League of Legends, or have you played League of Legends?
I'm gonna just refrain from answering that one because I've got some really bad.
Okay, well,
experiences
do you
with
know,
League.
it's not really the game related, but do you know what the Tribunal is?
I do not.
What it is when you're done with the game, you can report players for being toxic, for feeding, intentionally, whatever you want to report them for. And the
Right.
Tribunal is people that are like, have been around the community for a while. They can log into their website and they can themselves, instead of hiring a team, they have a people
Oh,
that
like what
volunteer
CS:GO has.
A
with
community
reporting.
system.
to review the things. And
Yeah.
a guy in my chat said, what if you did like directors rating directors? So like your top rated directors can go in and start reviewing other directors and giving them their like star rating and all that shit.
That'd be interesting.
I think it could work. I mean, I've seen it work in enough other communities and enough other games that I don't think there's any reason it couldn't work here.
Or at least dealing with the reports. Maybe not the reviews, but the reports of,
Yeah.
hey, Vogel's been around and she's directed 100 games. If she wants to, in her spare time or whenever she feels like doing it, log in and read reports on people. One says, fuck her, she killed me. You can ignore that one. And then the other one says, didn't communicate to any of the players and just, like, was an awful director. You can say, all right, that's a valid report. And then send
Or
that through.
AFK.
Yeah,
So
AFK.
I feel
Any valid
um,
reason.
I feel like that's a really good idea. The one big downside to it, and it may not be hard. It may not have any major impact on the game, and it may not be as bad as I think it would be. But if you're going to do that, you have to be able to go through and record the entire match. And you would almost certainly have to record it from the game director's perspective. Like, if you guys are familiar with CS:GO, I know that's what they do, is they record the entire match, and it's one of those things you can go through afterwards, and you can look at it yourself. But I don't know, because these games are so much faster, and there are going to be so many of them, I don't know what kind of additional server lag, what kind of additional volume, what additional infrastructure they would have to have to be
I
able
don't
to
know if
support
you
that.
need video replays. You could just read the written reviews or the written reports.
No, because I mean, I feel like there have been enough things that I've seen where, like, no, this person was being legit, but I know, like, for example, I know on some of mine, like, kind of like what Vogel was saying, what Singh was saying, that, she was helping out this guy who was his first time. She was giving buffs or, just help walking him through. And I feel like someone would go through and they would say, like, oh, no, she was AFK the whole time. Well, I mean, you have no idea, no way of knowing that without a video replay, without some sort of in-game capture what was going on. It's like, if she did that for a whole match to just stay with that one guy, well, I mean, goodness, she's being a really good director. She's being a stand-up member of the community, but all these other players are like, what's going on? Like, there's no director here, what's this crap?
Yeah, but then, as you said, it brings in a whole nother load and a whole nother aspect
Right.
of a lot more than it needs to be.
Yeah, that's my only trepidation. I think
But we've spent like an hour on just keeping directors in their place, because it's such a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
it really is. But yeah, that is the one I really, really wanted to discuss. That's one of the things that whenever we first started this conversation that I wanted to talk about is the spectating. So being able to go in, and not even after you die, because yes, you can ruin an entire player's game by, if they kill you and you go and tell another person exactly where they are and what they're doing and who they're with, you can just completely wreck that person's game. But not only that, you can have spectators come in and watch as well. It's not just you're in game and you die. You can join, just like I was earlier on my stream. I was just spectating games. I just, spammed, clicked watch until I found a game that I could watch. And I just followed around kind of trolling the director.
Okay, so quick question for you guys. What would you say the average game time is? Just super fast.
About 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Till the end, or just like in your play?
No, whole game. Because I mean, when you're a director, you're the whole time. So we're gonna go with director's time here.
About 15
It's
to 20
hard.
minutes.
There's some that go really fast that are like 12
Yeah.
minutes, where everybody just kills people
Yeah.
right off the bat. And then some of them play all the way till
Yeah.
the end, till sudden death, and it closes. So you got like 12 minutes to 20 minutes. So yeah, probably 15 as an average.
I would say 15 to 20 minutes as an average.
All right. Cool. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what you were saying about the spectators, I feel like there's probably something in the pipeline coming down the road with the spectating. That's going to be a change for that. And the reason I say that is just looking at the way things are set up. So the way it looks right now to me is that just from like a programming coding side of it, that the director is really just a rehash or the spectator.
We're an
What they did with the
overpowered
code.
spectator is what we are.
Yeah. You're an overpowered spectator, but what's happening, I think, on the underside of the code is that the spectator is going through, and the spectator is really it's running the same code as the director. It is running that same set of code, but the only difference is that they've just disabled a few options, and because they disabled a few options for the spectator, or disabled a few options for the spectator. That's why the spectator can go through and see so many things and do so much. And I think in the future, it's going to change so that you can't do the in-game talent. You can't do the kind of trolling that we're seeing. I really do think that that's going to be something that comes in down the pipeline. I think they're already on top of that. I don't know. I haven't seen any patch notes about it, but that's what it looks like to me, just from the way things are set up right now.
I feel like spectate is a pretty advanced feature for something that's still in alpha.
I
Like
do
I said,
too.
that's the thing though. Like, it's going definitely completely 100% going back to my experience of coding. The way that most people do it, like really quickly, have you guys ever used a TI calculator?
Yes, of course.
What was
Okay.
that? Sorry, I missed it.
A Texas Instruments calculator.
Do I have one?
No, if you've ever used one.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay, so if you guys ever use the really advanced, like the Texas Instruments TI-83, TI-84, 83 plus, 84 plus, 92, the Inspires, all of those are really advanced. They have all these cool features and all that fun stuff. But if you've ever used the Scientifics, the TI-32s, the like really crappy POS ones they give you when you go to take the SAT, like those kind of calculators, the ones you look and you're like, does this even count? Yeah, I can add and divide, subtract, but like that's really it. Those calculators run the exact same code base as the really advanced ones. Because in engineering and design, the way you do it is you say, okay, this really simple thing, I could go through and I could design that, I could develop it, or I could just be smart and think about it and realize, oh, it's using a subset of this really advanced stuff. So all I need to do is make the advanced one once and then just kill a couple features, disable a couple features, and boom, I've got the really basic one. And to me, that's what I'm seeing that's going on with the director and spectating. Because spectating, if you think about it, it works exactly the same as the director. The only difference is you don't have director powers, and that's it. You can pull out like the director. You can do what do you call it? You can do pretty
There
much
is a
everything the director
cam
can
specifically
do,
for the cat.
with the exception of
Here.
the director powers, and that's really it. And that's why I'm so confident that that's what's going on.
Sorry, we're
But-
playing with cat cam over here. Someone was like, "Oh my God, there's a cam for the cat." Yes, there is. There is a
I
cam
see it now.
just for the cat. They have their own cat cam. Yep. Come in for the game, stay for the cat cam.
You just copied me. I was 100% way too distracted because I was putting my cat on camera.
I don't have a cat. Sad
Oh.
face.
He's
I've got
just
2
chilling
kids
on his
though,
bed.
so I
right
mean-
now.
I was gonna say, you have
Same thing.
children's. You have small humans that live in your house. There we go.
By the way, for everybody's audience right now, there's a lot of people that are joining now that I see still haven't gotten the game or didn't get to play the game. If you don't know
Sure,
a
dog.
streamer that has a key, what you can do is just hit them up on Twitter and just say, hey, I've been watching your game and it looks awesome and I'd really love to play it. And I've already interacted with them. They're like, all right, that's awesome. Here's a key. Have fun. They're not assholes about it. They're not like, all right,
No.
no, we already
Super legit.
we
They-
gave too many away.
Want people playing their game. They
So if
want
anybody-
people playing
Oh,
their
yeah.
game.
Bill doesn't have it. I mean, I don't know how they'll respond to 30 messages within an hour, but just hit them up on Twitter and be like, hey, like I said, I really enjoyed your game, and any chance that you could send out another key. And I'm pretty sure they'll be like, yeah, sure, here's one.
They
Because,
also have an official Discord server that I've heard sometimes they'll drop keys out on. So
They do.
I can link that Discord server also in my chat as well for you
Also,
guys.
Just following them on Twitter. Yesterday, they just posted a tweet with like 10 keys, and like, here you go get them.
Yep.
And then they
And
were
they
gone
also
within
posted
like
another
10
one a couple
minutes.
days ago where it was like, okay, for every 2 retweets or every 3 retweets, we're going to put out another key. So, I mean, if you guys definitely go follow their Twitter, definitely go check it out because there's a bunch.
That seems to be
of
their
keys.
main social media.
I was
like,
putting
outreach
the
to
Discord
community
on
as
there,
far as
dog,
getting people to play and
because
communicate with them.
If anybody else
Which,
wants
I
to
mean,
join,
just to
if
be fair
anybody
to
else
them,
who have been playing
it
the
is
game
a
want to join, please do.
monstrosity
Like if
of
you
a
have
headache to go through and figure out how to distribute keys. 'Cause, I mean, especially with how many medias you have. Steam,
Zig!
You have
What if it
Discord,
isn't
you
Dr.
have,
Vogel? The doctor is in.
websites, you have
What's up,
emails,
Zig?
you have Twitter, you have different Twitters for each person, Twitter for the game. So definitely go through and you should.
But yeah,
hit
if
them up.
anybody
Most
wants to
people
join
are
and if you have commentary that
completely
you want
flooded
to
this time of year.
give,
So I would go through.
please
and
do.
this
Join the
game or any
Discord.
game that you
Come
wanna get into
in,
an
talk
alpha
to
for,
us.
or any game
This
that's
is
gonna
an
require
open
keys,
forum.
Definitely go through. Check out each one of those before you start hitting people up, because I know like I'll use Islands of Nine as an example because it's the other alpha that I'm in right now. Their PR
and here's
people
their-
were really good about being straightforward, and they had auto messages on most of the social media platforms that they weren't responding to. Like, hey, if you're here for a key, this is where you need to go. If you're not here for a key, just be patient because we've literally got several thousand messages that we're having to sort through each, and this is going to take a while.
Oh,
It-
and go on their website and put your email in. That's another way.
Yeah, that's another way.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I actually have a command on my stream. If you do !Darwin, it'll take you to the website that you can sign up for the beta or for the alpha.
Nice.
I was fangirling a little while ago because I got my key. I got 2. I got one from them, and then my streamer Drassel. I'm sure some of you guys know who he is. He gave me one for being a sub, and I got in a game with Drassel, and they they put a manhunt on him, and I went and chased him down and killed him. And I was sitting there fangirling, like he's not a huge streamer, but I was just like, oh my god, I just killed him. It just made me feel amazing, and I know that doesn't
yeah.
really have to do with anything we're talking about.
No,
But
it's okay.
It's
Were you-
kind of part of like the community that they've built is they've given it to streamers, they've given them keys to hand out to their viewers and their fans, and it's the same thing like on a bigger scale with like Summit or Dr. Disrespect, where these like I wasn't stream sniping, but the fact that you could get in a game with somebody that you like look up to or somebody that you watch or just really enjoy, and then either kill them or just like team up with them or whatever you want to do is another cool aspect to it.
That was actually pretty cool because I've had so many people come through my
yeah.
stream that I don't even know who they are, yet I see all these little purple check marks in my stream and I'm like, oh, hi. I didn't know you were a partnered streamer. You're a big fish. But that's what
Yeah.
you were kind of talking about, Drassel. And I don't know. Were you in the game that I directed with him in it, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay. Um.
No, because that was the one where I told you that I got in one with my streamer and you said you could back out. That was the one because you were
Oh.
directing a different one while I was playing with him.
That's right. Okay, that's right. That's right. So I was directing a game with Drassel earlier, and he made a comment about me being a woman, so I put a manhunt on him. And it was hilarious to watch him. And then once he was done and over with, after he died, he asked me if I liked crispy or chewy bacon, and people came in and started spamming crispy bacon in my stream. It was amazing.
Nice.
I had no idea who he was. That's the thing. Like I love also being director. With some of these people, I have no idea who they are, like if they're streaming, because he didn't have that he was streaming on his title. You know, he doesn't have Twitch on it.
Absolutely correct.
Do what?
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay. But anyway, so he was streaming on there at all. And I mean, I'm not really biased towards anybody, but if you're gonna make a and I know he was joking, like I know legitimately he was joking, but I still thought it was hilarious to do it, and my stream thought it was hilarious too, to do that because he made that comment about me. So it was hilarious. And then I see this person come in and they're like a partnered streamer and has this community, and it's pretty cool. It's actually really really cool.
I think it's awesome. 100%.
Here's another thing that, you know, kind of like on the lighthearted side. What were the funniest, coolest, awesome moments that you guys, and if y'all have clips on your streams, let us know. And I could even like bring up your streams on top of my stream. That way we can watch the clip.
Yeah, I'm
goes.
actually gonna go through and pull one of those up right now because I just passed it.
I got no clips because I don't have enough people there to clip them for me, and I didn't like do it on the fly. So
Aww.
Hola, guys.
Hola. Hey Leo, how are you?
I'm doing good.
You have a clip? Can you send it? Please do. Yeah, post it in chat. I'll totally pull it up.
one of my, as far as just a story, I don't have a clip for it, but was last two, and remember I was talking about the whole like throwing invincibility on them at the end of the game. I was beating, like I could tell he wasn't very good at the game, and just started beating his ass, and he put invincibility on him, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, all you're doing is you're gonna get him killed by the cold now, because I just kept hitting him with arrows and pushing him out of the zone. He wasn't taking any damage from the arrows, but he just kept getting like shot way outside the zone because it was at the very end. And he just kept running back and instantly getting pushed back, and then he finally died to the cold. And I was just like, I told you, you're just getting him killed by the zone.
I don't know, like you, as soon as I see someone get an invincibility shield, I'm just like, oh, I get giddy. I'm like, oh, it's baseball time, let's go. Swing, bada, 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 boom, head, home run.
Especially with zero gravity, they go flying, and it's like
my
almost
God,
impossible
So
to run from.
funny.
You have to run so far when there's zero gravity. You're like 2 times kicked out and you're done.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Do y'all have clips pulled up, or can I play this
I'm
from the stream? Or you
Go
got
and
it?
play his. I'm pulling mine. in a
Okay.
minute.
That and my snowball kill for the very last game of the servers
Yeah, that was
was great.
awesome. Yeah, go
Everyone's
back
like,
and highlight.
snowball him, don't kill him, and I'm like, all right. let me
Go
get some
back and
snowballs.
highlight that stuff, because that's gonna be really good content to send to the creators.
Yeah.
I was so happy
One
that
more
was like the
thing.
very last one.
Before I forget this again, we should definitely go through. 3 of us get maybe SK Alt and 1 or 2 others, and just as a group go to the devs like, hey, can we have like a one-on-one sit down with you guys?
Oh boy.
One-on-one sit down with you guys and actually do this as like a formal talk show, a formal thing. Hype it a little bit for them, but that way all of these questions that we've gotten from chat, we can take action. Like, hey guys, do you guys have plans for this? Do you have plans for that? I don't know, but I think they would probably appreciate that with as much as they've done, because they definitely are a team of devs that are super invested in their game, and they're invested in the community.
Could be a thing, especially like say they're gonna open it for a Saturday,
You did this to
Sunday, do it
yourself.
like the Friday
You did
before,
this to
just to like hype it
yourself.
up and get people talking about the game.
Oh heck yeah, we do vodcast whole nine yards, man.
I don't know what this
Bye.
is. This
Oh,
clip.
hello.
Trying to watch it. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's
I don't. It's somebody else's. It's not my clip. It's someone that Kogan posted.
Frame rate lag.
It says we agreed to fight in the sudden death. Let's see.
Everyone's looking for arrows. Oh my god.
Oh, like the whole server.
Yeah, the entire server agreed to fight in
Oh,
sudden
no,
death
I'm
mode.
outside. Coming back
They
in.
answered a lot of questions earlier today, the devs. It's on their Reddit. Yeah, a whole bunch of people, they said send them the questions, and they replied on their Reddit.
Oh yeah, I did see some
It's
of
on their
those.
Twitter.
But when I saw it, there weren't very many questions in.
Yeah,
If
I
you
think
look at
the
it now, there's like tons of questions.
yeah,
Okay.
it's because the AMA is tomorrow.
The freaking heck.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah, the AMA is tomorrow
How
on
is this
Reddit.
sudden death? This is
This is great. I loved Supernova too. I need to go follow him. I spectated.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
I got you, harmless.
Mighty fire.
Shot. How much armor do you have? Well, there goes harmless. Is that armor now?
This is great.
Big damage. Damn, it's getting close. They're all pretty freaking low. Oh my god. Kogan's the only one that's not. Wait, excuse me?
See, and I think that if you take away the director aspect of it,
I like how the entire
if you make it
freaking
all
zero
random,
gravity
stuff like
went
this
away.
wouldn't be possible. You know, you wouldn't be able to do that. Oh, the cat is moved. Here, I'll put the camera.
Okay,
back.
I got one. I got one.
Hold on. It's not done yet. Almost. Not quite.
I want to do custom games forever like this.
Okay, hold on. I almost want to make you stop so I can see it too.
I can send it to you.
That works. I'll watch it later then. PM it to me in
I
Discord.
swear to God, if they don't make a custom game mode like this,
He's talking about custom game modes and being able to play in custom games like this. That's great. Love it. GG's indeed. I'm gonna stick this in my clips channel. Alright, so I'm gonna bring up your stream so that we can also watch
Okay,
your
we can do
clip
it that way.
as
I was
well.
just gonna post it in your stream, but either way.
I'm just gonna bring up your stream. I mean, that's easier to
That makes too
do.
much sense. We don't do things that make sense. Here.
See. Gaming Noob Z.
Full screen now, too.
Bink. There you go.
All right, we good?
We good.
We're back, friends.
I'll explain it quick. So we were
Did
in
I
a
miss
lobby
anything
and everyone
exciting?
accepted the
This
fight,
was
sudden
amazing.
death, and ended.
It's like they
Yeah.
they wound
that's
up
amazing.
running right next to each other.
Sorry, I have to leave. Oh, goodbye, Zig. Thanks for stopping
Oh,
by.
this was the Juju. I don't know if you remember this. 'Cause I know you saw this one. I believe you were in this match.
The one where me and Juju paired up.
I think this was that match. I could be wrong. But yeah, like it went back and forth.
I'll have to look at my clips when I'm about to go to sleep. I have my whole 24-hour stream I have to look at.
You were doing a 24-hour yesterday?
Yeah, I haven't gone to sleep yet. I've been up for like 30 hours now.
Dude, I didn't
Nice.
know that. How did I not know you were streaming? I would have come by. Did I come by? I don't remember.
Nah.
Damn it. I didn't know you were streaming, or else I would have come by, dude.
Yeah, I streamed it for like 24 hours.
Oh my god. I wish I would have known.
I didn't tell any of y'all that I was streaming. I was just streaming it.
Yeah,
actually
They got
like
knocked out of the zone
that,
so
like
many times.
the people that actually got the keys, if you're like a small streamer, you got viewers because people wanted to watch it. So.
Yep. That's one of the cool things about new games coming out is that small streamers actually get. Oh, by
That
the
is
way,
so
if
true.
you're playing the clip, we can't see it.
Okay, I feel so stupid right now.
You're fine.
All right.
You just have to do a monitor capture.
No, I had the monitor capture. It was just hidden.
Oh,
It
just under
happens.
your other stuff.
It's okay. It happens. Trust me.
It's there now.
I often leave my monitor capture on over my game.
First day with OBS. We've all been there.
Yeah.
I'm
The thing
just
is, like, I did it manually and I didn't use my hotkeys. 'Cause I had my hotkeys set up to just change everything and did not think about that. This is by far my favorite end game that I saw.
That was amazing. That battle was so good.
And it was like
It was
watching it in the
epic.
moment was so epic. Like they got knocked out of the zone so many times.
It was epic.
Yeah, so you remember this one.
Of course I remember this one. No, this isn't the one that I played with Jujubee. Or that I teamed up with her. Wait, was I casting this one? No, you were casting.
Sure. Yeah, I was casting. I was directing.
Why was
I
I
think-
in there?
I think you were like watching. I think that's what it was. No, you were watching the stream. That's what it was.
That's what it was. I was watching the stream. That's what it was. Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it. But yeah, like they both got super low. They both went in and out of the zone so many times. Juju had the like most luck I've ever seen landing on that bridge when she got knocked back.
Yep.
And like you can
That was a.
Oh. Vogel, I'm looking back at the snowball one,
Mhm.
and that's the one that I killed you like as soon as the game started.
Oh.
Or maybe not as soon as it started, but and you were like, it could have been just me and you.
Oh, that wasn't. I had already killed somebody before that.
Yeah, it was like more towards the middle of the game, but it could have been just us. But you would have gotten snowballed. Then you would have hated me even more.
All right, you
Nice,
guys
Rappy.
have to see the one where I get manhunted and
Fall in lava.
yeah, I had a funny kill today.
Alright, I'm
Booped
pulling
someone
those
into
up
the
now.
lava. That's always such a good feeling is booping somebody into the lava. It's great.
Except you don't get their loot.
Except that you don't get their loot.
You get
Except
if they have
that you don't get their
if
loot.
they have the thing, what's
Times.
it called?
Musty lady.
Electronic.
fine.
You get their electronic still if they didn't use it. You just don't get the rest of their loot.
All right, this one. I cannot believe I did that. Thank you. And then. Oh no! I'm gonna fall. Oh fuck. Oh nope. Oh my god. I cannot believe I did that.
full screen it.
Oh my god. Full screen it. Okay. There you go. What
Oh,
I'll the replay it
Uh,
from.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I'm gonna fall. Oh fuck. Oh nope. Oh my god. I cannot believe I did that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't know
What
that this is
the
the single
fuck?
greatest thing I've ever seen,
I'm
but this
sorry.
is amazing.
Shit. I manhunted myself, boys. I manhunted myself. It was great.
10 out of 10. Like, I definitely would have given you something like, okay, dude, what do you want to do now? Do you want to nuke someone? Because, like, you took yourself out. 10 out of 10. Best right there.
It was amazing. First 5 seconds, yes. No, like, and the thing is like, I was so OP in that game, too. Like, I got like 3 of the freaking electronics. Like, and that's why the game director decided to put it on me. And you can't hear them in the clip, but they were like, yo, bro, can you take a manhunt? Can you take a manhunt? And, I was like, yeah, sure. And then I start laughing like, this is amazing. Why would anybody put a manhunt on me? And then I walk into the fucking lava. Like,
Take
I can't believe
Take that, director. I trolled
Take that,
you.
director! Sing trolls, whether director or inmate.
What?
It was awesome. Like, just crazy.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You're trolling him.
Yeah. Always. Always. I have a ton of clips. Holy shit. How much, guys, how much did y'all fucking clip tonight? Jeez. There's a lot of clips. Here's another one from the other night, not just tonight. Let's see. What is this one?
Hi. I don't know if I can do that right now. I think I might laugh too loud and wake everybody up if I go MLG air horn again.
MLG. Oh, the MLG. Please no. Please no.
No.
Could you put that in
No.
your Twitch clips on Discord? Yeah, sure, I can do that. I'll do that in just a little bit. But what is this one? Let's see. What is this? Oh, this is Will. And this is my very first time directing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, why did it get me coughing?
Oh. 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 Well, I just realized something.
Oh, man, he didn't even get my good country girl accent on there. Man.
So wait, when you did that, was that your first time?
Yep, that was my very first. That was my very first time.
So wait, does that mean that I was in your very first game you directed?
What? Whenever I was doing the Valley Girl accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my very first game I ever directed.
Huh.
You were in my first game.
Cool.
Yep. That is true. If anybody was in the in the game that I directed with the Valley Girl accent, that was my very first accent, or my very, very first directed game.
First
So, yep.
accent, true accent confirmed.
Yep, first accent, true accent, confirmed. I am from the middle of nowhere, fucking Texas. So, I mean...
I just came from Texas, hated it.
Aw, I
Oh,
like
very
it
good.
To be
here.
fair, I was on Fort Hood, Texas for the military stuff, so.
Oh, well, I mean...
That
It
would do it.
is Fort Hood.
Yeah.
It is Fort Hood. Shepherd! Hi, Shepherd! How's it going? You guys remember Shepherd, right? Or did y'all play with Shepherd?
No dolphin.
Yeah, I remember Shepard.
No moose. No.
Alaska's the
That's
best.
Okay, I gotta ask, what branch of the military?
Army,
Yes! What was your MOS?
air traffic controller.
Oh, okay, never mind then. You're a pogue.
Okay, so apparently somebody said that I am in Ohm's videos for the game. I don't know who Ohm
What
is.
Ohm?
Ohm Wrecker. Ohm
I don't know
Wrecker.
this person.
I don't either. Apparently he's a really, really big YouTuber. So if y'all I wanna check out this video to see. They said that I'm in the second game. Let's see. This might be far enough. Nope, that's not far enough. But I had a ton of people coming by my stream saying, "You were in Ohm Wrecker's video. You were in Ohm Wrecker's video," and I don't know who this person is.
Need to customize my.
Does anybody
Yes.
remember where I am in this game? Or in I don't know.
Yeah, it's over here.
No.
Anybody who posted this? I don't know. It said, I don't know. They said I was in it. 30-minute long video.
I'll raise you coconuts against your entire state.
Coconuts?
How many arrows do
Yeah.
I have?
Anything good
Eh.
that has coconut in it automatically makes Hawaii better than
Ugh.
Alaska.
Ugh. Coconut
Oh.
is the worst thing
Oh,
I
to
hate
put.
coconut as well.
Ugh.
I don't
wow.
Coconut is the
Wow, way to hit our
worst.
state, guys.
Blech.
Wow. Wow. Reported. Trolling. Wow.
I guess I'll look through this and
Aw, man.
figure out where exactly I am. Sing! Wow! Wow, bae. Wow. Wow.
You had one job, Zing. Just one job.
I have a lot of jobs. I don't do
I have
most of
3
them.
jobs. Lol.
Coconut is amazing. Coconut is amazing. Unsubbed. Unfollowed. Fine. Fine. I didn't discriminate you because you like coconut.
Ooh,
Holy
you
shit,
see,
1.5
you got that
million.
dolphin.
Yeah,
You got
this
that
guy
moose.
has like
I believe
1.6 million subscribers. Wrecker's his name. And apparently I'm in his video, and a lot of people came by and told me, they're like, oh my god, you're in Om's video. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is. I don't know who it is.
Nice.
That
So,
was the same thing with the H2O Delirious guy my stream was talking about. He's apparently got like 10 mil subs, and he was in my game, and a guy in my chat was like, is that the real, what, I just said his name, but I can't remember it now. What the hell? Oh, he's like, is that the real Delirious? And I was like, I have no idea who you're talking
Oh,
about.
H2O?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I don't follow YouTube very much at all.
Yeah,
And
I
they were
don't
like,
do
yeah, that's
YouTube.
They heard him talk, and they were like, that is him. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then, like, I ran into him in the first, like, 30 seconds and killed him. And I felt bad, because it was like, the guy in my stream was like, oh my god, it's him. And I just put him down immediately.
Why can't you guys name your clips whenever you make them instead of just leaving the name of my stream on
You've already answered that question. That makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. Because I want to know what I'm doing in these games. Because I don't know. Huh?
It's more fun like that, though, because when you just pick a random clip and you're like, well, I'm sure, let's go with this
That's
one,
true.
and boom.
Okay. Oh, I know
So
what this one is. This one is them dancing in the fire. And inside the cage. That was amazing.
I have the clip of the snowball fight. Do we want it?
Yes.
Oh, wait. What did I do with thing? Where can I put it?
Just show it on your stream, and I'll show your stream.
Show it on my stream.
Mhm.
You'll show it on your stream.
Yep.
Okay.
We're Twitchceptioning this shit.
Okay.
Mine, for some reason, is running like dog shit. 1 second.
Hold on. Let me see.
Okay, which one is yours? Is it
Just
exactly like your name in Discord?
Straight the next legend, yeah.
Yep.
Why does it look awful? Oh, it's at 480p. That's why.
Hold on 1 second.
Moses526,
No.
thank you so much for that raid. Welcome everyone from Moses' stream. Be sure to keep your seat backs in the upright and straight position and your tray tables up.
Beware the moose.
You
The ladylike
may
moose that
and
coming through
are
right now.
encouraged to continue using your electronic devices throughout the duration of this flight. Thank you for flying. Air Vogel.
You've raided. What are you gonna do now, Vogel?
Oh, I'm sorry. I muted myself. So that you didn't have to hear my whole spiel.
Feels bad.
Feels real bad.
I mean, I don't want to, like, talk over your guys' streams for my raid. You get to I mean, I will repeat what I said if you guys really want to hear it, but...
No, it's okay. But when you sing...
Are we ready for the clip?
I'm ready when she is.
You'll learn very quickly that my community, once somebody hosts, 5 other people have to host and continue making me dance for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however fucking long they want me to dance, so that I never actually...
Dance, monkey.
The
Love you,
first
Zane.
night... Thank you, dog. Thank you.
Rando Manda, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the flock and welcome to the stream.
Sorry, I didn't mute myself that time. Gonna pretend that didn't happen. Oh. Ha! Bay.
Oh, wait. It's already playing on her, so I can just play it, I think.
Hmm?
And go.
There you go. Yeah, just play.
League is so hard.
is
These
amazing.
are some amazing shots. I
Dude,
love
he
it.
gets hit with so many snowballs. He's like already taking damage, and I hit him with like 2 or 3 more. Dude, he gets hit with so many snowballs. It takes so long to freeze to death. Damage, and I hit him with like 2 or 3 more.
JPB, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the flock and welcome
And
to
then
the
I just
stream.
turn the invisibility on
Also,
and let him die of the
welcome,
cold.
welcome everyone from Moses' stream.
Ultimate troll
Nunez
right there.
Benjamin, hello, hello,
Like, that one needs to
welcome.
be submitted to
turn
the
the
devs
invisibility
for
on
the
and
whole like
Welcome.
winter is here, don't freeze to death
I
thing.
invaded your Discord. Go for it, Moose. You want to talk? Come in here and talk with us, Moose. Seriously.
When do you think they're gonna actually let it out? It just says 2018. Do they have a release date?
I don't know, but someone came in earlier and said that they are planning another alpha next week. I don't
so.
know.
Next
I
week.
need it.
No stream,
God.
who dis? My name is Singvogel. I am from Texas, and I am a part-time variety streamer. Right now, we are talking about this really awesome, cool game called Darwin Project. It is a battle royale type game where...
Don't believe her, guys. Don't believe her at all. She's lying right now. She's a Soviet spy.
Exactly. That is exactly who I am. That is what I do. Didn't you know? Didn't you
Soviet
know
Siberia,
in
they make
Soviet
prisoners.
Russia gameplay you?
Yes, this is why position of director was made to be able for game to play you. And if you do not know, this is exactly how game is played. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist saying it was just so perfectly set up.
It's fine.
I apologize.
You're good. You're good. Oh, from Texas? I'm out. Shut up, Nip. I fought Ohm once too. LOL. Wonder if I'm somewhere in there. Probably not. I don't know. You think he would post a game where he gets killed? I don't know.
I think he'd post the whole experience.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, so I don't. In Russia, stream watch you. So what's the shtick that makes you stand out? That makes it stand out from PUBG? Well,
Everything.
JP beat.
Everything? It's nothing like PUBG.
It's nothing
Everything.
like PUBG. It's like
fast paced.
How much time you get for this explanation?
You have 10 people
Okay,
in a match.
just go back and rewatch the entire talk show
VOD.
thing that we've done
Yeah.
here, all of it.
Yep, this VOD is gold if you want to hear about how we compare and not compare it to PUBG. Really.
Okay, really quick, guys. Your top thing that makes this better or different than PUBG. So you can go first.
The community. Sorry.
Sing your voice. I've been betrayed. I
was
thought I knew who you were
Ready
this
to
whole time.
spew
Oh my
before you
gosh.
said that.
Debated, boys. Debated.
The least toxic gaming community I've ever played with.
Yeah.
And I put toxicity with this one right with Islands of Nine. They're both amazing communities.
Other than Lyndon, it's not that toxic.
Other than him. We
Other
don't
than
count
him is
We
not
shun
toxic.
him. We sent him to Soviet Siberia, and he just shows up randomly. We think we gave him too many teleports, too many electronics.
I think he just gets tilted super easy. And it's not toxic because it's in closed alpha. That's true. That's true. It is a battle. It is a battle royale. So I definitely, JP, I would recommend going back and watching because we did have a very in-depth discussion about how it is similar and how it is different than PUBG. But to be honest, like the way I've been describing this game is that kind of like PUBG and Fortnite and Ark all had like a baby and put somebody in charge of it to nuke people. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like
If you've played the culling, I wouldn't even bother comparing it to PUBG. I would compare it to the culling. And I think the
I can
culling
see
is
it
a
being a
much tighter comparison. If you took the culling, made the team from Fortnite work on it, and then you added the ability to be the really, really sarcastic guy that you hear in the culling, if you added the ability to be that guy, that would be this game. But with smaller and better done. And no toxic, just straight up cold.
Yeah.
And
But
lava.
you have, yeah, and you have lava, but so you have the survival aspects of the game, right? Where you have to craft, Bareback eats and needs more water. All right, Moses, no problem. But you have this,
You're Moses. Don't you part water, not drink it? What?
Ooh, shots fired. I don't even think he's here anymore to take that. Cheap.
That's how hard that shot hit him.
Dirty.
That's how hard
Taking
he got
shots as he
Cheap.
leaves the room.
Dirty.
In the back.
Also, hi, Moose.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Dirtier than my
You
double
finally
kill that I
came.
stole.
Oh, that sounded even more dirtier than what I just said. Just saying.
Wow.
Hey, my stream would have called it out before I did if I didn't. So, I mean, that's just how it works. Anyway, and I did not say it. You can't say that's what she said because I didn't say it this time. Okay, anyway. So the game actually has like a lot of the survival techniques that you have to have. You have to be able to craft your clothing. You have to craft your well, you don't have to craft your weapons. Yeah, your clothing, your shoes, your coat. You don't have to craft your weapons, but you do have to upgrade them. You have to gather technology and craft your tech as long as you get the
OP
tech.
buffs.
Yeah, you have to craft the buffs. You have to scavenge, so you have to chop wood in order to get arrows. You have to gather, which I think is the funniest part of this game, is that somebody came in to my stream and said something about the game, like, what is this? A grungy version of IKEA? Like, because there are freaking sofas all over the place that you have
You're
to
just
dismantle.
collecting chairs.
Yes, and it's a.
I'm sitting there running around like, I need more chairs. Where's the chairs?
I need my lazy boy so I can not be lazy anymore.
Exactly. So that is one of the neat, like, unique aspects of this game is the chairs everywhere that you collect leather from. You also, like, there are certain aspects like the deer that run that act kind of like loot boxes. There are actual loot boxes that you can loot from. And then you have maps that you can look at in certain cabins so that you can find the people that you're looking for. Now, the difference is that it's not really, like, the setting of the game itself is like the Hunger Games. Like, just think about the Hunger Games, and that is kind of what the setting entails itself to be.
Thank God
So,
there
JPB,
isn't
have you
building like in
played-
Fortnite.
There's no building.
Oh my gosh,
There's no
yeah.
building like in Fortnite.
I feel like that shouldn't have a place in
I
Battle
see what you did there,
Royales.
Sniper. Yeah,
I
it's
don't think they go well together. It's kind of weird.
yeah.
Like, if this
it
game
doesn't.
had
Did they take
building,
stuff out of
it'd
the
be
game from week 1
not
to
as
week
good.
2?
Do what?
Did they take stuff out of the game from week 1 to week 2?
They did. So
Just
one.
the Alliance, if I know.
No,
correctly.
there are a couple of weapons that they took
For all
out
those
as
people
well.
That didn't see week 1.
Yeah, they took
I
out the
kinda like it
sniper
just
arrow.
being bow and axe.
What is the sniper arrow? I have no idea what that is.
The sniper arrow was kind of like a scoped type weapon. Like you could use that to hit really, really, really long shots. Like they flew further.
Mhm.
It wasn't quite the hunter arrow. It was a much more refined version of the hunter arrow.
But was the drawback that it always had a scope even when they were up close?
I don't know.
No.
Like you could choose whether to scope in or not.
Yeah, it's basically like having a sniper scope on a gun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'd get like the circle and a reticle in the middle.
But that would be
Kinda
the
weird.
bonus instead of like fire arrows and.
Yeah, they
Berserker.
took out the sniper arrow and they implemented the berserker arrow.
Yeah, that's
like
what
that.
it was.
You hit it with the berserker and it gives you infinite stamina for 10 seconds.
Heck yeah.
I like
Pretty
Berserker
nice.
arrow.
I
Berserker
don't know if
arrow
I
is
could
one of my
swear
favorite.
here.
I started using the normal arrows because I didn't like gathering arrows at the beginning. I'd rather
Right.
use my resources for other stuff than arrows.
Same
It's
here.
really not that hard to craft arrow. I mean, as long as you get spawned next to trees, then
I
it's
just don't like
really not
making
that
too much
difficult.
noise because then people's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill that guy because he's still farming stuff."
I guess.
See,
My-
you take
my
that
whole
approach. I
thing-
take the approach of, ooh, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna make a trap. I'm gonna lay this trap down, and now I'm gonna go gather a bunch of things. And they're gonna be like, oh, I'm getting this guy. He doesn't have anything. La la. La. Oh no, they're gonna get me. Trap hit. All right, that guy doesn't have time to put down another trap. Trap hit. What the f is this kid doing?
My whole thing is so what I would do is I'd run the lumberjack axe, and so I would go collect as much resources as I can.
Is
I
this
would not
news?
up. It is.
Yep.
I
Hi,
would
Nick.
not. I would not upgrade my axe because I'm making all this noise collecting all these resources. People can track me, so I'm keeping all my resources on me until if I don't see anyone coming at me, I'll make my axe, and I can go one-hit trees, get leather within a second and a half, and I'd run through getting resources. So
Yeah.
then it'll be worth it because I ran the berserk arrows with the runner boots and the runner cloak. So
Yeah.
I'm clearing that distance between me and you really quick.
Yeah. I don't know. I love it when people run. I just leave this nice trail of traps.
It's
But
so
freaking
hard
you-
to
the-
run away from people in this game.
Oh yeah. The
Like
thing that
once you start a fight, it's almost impossible to get away from it
oh
unless you have
no,
power.
no, not at all.
Yeah, unless you have tech.
Not at all, man. I can't tell you how many times I could have run away from someone. So all you gotta do is get across that bridge, and once you get across that bridge, you're good. You know that they can't, and they know they can't make it. So you don't chase someone across lava unless you're stupid. That is how you get killed.
Well, the thing is, you're also risking running across that lava because
That's
they
true.
can hit you and knock you in.
'Cause as long as you're playing it smart, you can get far enough ahead that's not an issue. I mean, seriously, you throw on that one tripwire, start running, you know, I mean, I know I only did it like twice, but I go through and I put down that tripwire, let them get hit by it, and then run far enough away, let them like I always put a tripwire, chop down a tree, let them come at me and follow me, and then they inevitably they'll chase me across the gorge, but I get enough time to get across the gorge because they're stuck, and they go through, they grab the tree, do the follow, and see like, oh, okay, this is exactly what's going on. I know where he is, and it's easy pickings at that point.
But that seems like it's strictly if you're in the lava area.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even if it's not the lava area, every other area is.
Are
I mean, if
most
you're not
of
in
the
the lava
center
area-
areas lava, like where the electronic is?
Mm-mm.
No,
No, there's only
there's-
like
there's-
two, right?
Yeah.
There's only 2 areas that are lava.
Mm-hmm.
And with the two, there's only one that's like got like lava right next to it. The other one is like an island in the middle of lava, and once you get onto the island, you're fairly good.
So Moose,
Oh.
you're the only other person in here I think that played in the previous alpha, right?
I did play it.
Besides me? Okay.
Yep.
So what other I think that there was a when I last played, I remember you having to switch between your main weapon and the bow and arrow. Is that right? Like they used 1 and
No,
2.
it-
It's not? Okay. For some reason
it
I
was
thought you had to
always
switch.
like you'd right click the bow.
Okay. For some reason, I thought there was a switch, but that's why I'm asking you, because I completely forgot. What other
Yeah.
differences did you see between the previous alpha and this one?
I really didn't see all that much. Like I honestly, the last alpha I didn't put in all that much. I put 9 hours in it, so I put in some time, but I didn't see all that much of a difference. I noticed they took out the line slug. A lot of people were like hit and miss with that, and then the sniper arrow. It felt so clunky because if you were in close range and you accidentally like look through your scope, you're gonna take a hit because I'm pretty sure it slowed you down, your movements, and you just zoom in like this ridiculous range. And so they took that out, which I was excited about. And yeah, I didn't really see all that much of a difference myself.
And also, besides for the addition of the director role as well.
Well, they opened that up to everybody.
Yeah.
That was like, one thing I liked about it, the last one, is because it was like strictly they given specific keys to people to be a director, and that it worked out so well. Like we had like there's no biased directors at all.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, especially, you know, being a new player and coming in and them knowing that you're a new player and being able to direct you how to play the game to begin with. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, it was interesting having that open director because then it allowed everybody to give it a try,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a new aspect to it. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
Because,
me too.
This one was a shit show.
You think so?
Oh man, I
it
know
was
I'm
so
here, but
bad.
you don't have to talk crap about me while I'm here.
Like I got off like 5 to 6 hours before the servers will ended because it was just so bad. It was so like I was running directors that were constantly helping the people I was fighting. Like it was a good close to close fight, and I was like, all right, this one's good. And then it was just like a bubble and a heal. I'm just like, well,
Finally,
shit. I was
someone
like,
that shares my opinion.
Yeah, I can keep him away, but he just got that extra 300 health. Like
Yeah.
it was like it started to piss me off. I started to play worse, and then like had another one close the zone. And I'm like, all right, well, just run over here. He nuked this other zone, and I'm like, well, shit. I was like, I know how to survive this, but this is getting annoying because it's happened to me a lot this whole weekend.
Yeah.
He sounds
So,
just like me. I like this
So,
guy.
so he's down with the idea that I was having that they should close the alpha, or close the director role a little bit.
Well, what I was saying earlier when I said in your chat, what I think they should get, like, they should have like a review system for these alphas and the betas, and the directors that have a good review, they should give them access to being a director and give other people to earn it. So when the game comes out, you have fair directors that you're gonna play with. Later in the game, you're gonna get anybody that can do it though.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, but like, that will, like, when the game first comes out and people are just buying it, figuring it out, they'll have like they'll get a lot of joy out of it because they're not gonna be like, this director is friends with this guy and he's helping him out only.
That's true. That's
Just
true.
find directors with no friends.
That's what
Directors with no
That's what I was
That's
saying
I could
earlier,
be a
but I
director
did not do
there.
a good job of saying that. Thank you.
I will never be able to be director. Wow. I
Ever.
know too
Ever.
many of you guys.
I can be a director.
Yeah, but see, like, I feel like in each one of our cases, you wouldn't be the one who like helps them out. You'd be the one. Okay, guys, we're all gonna target gaming news.
How many
right?
times has
Everyone,
Vogel tried to
there's
kill
a
me?
pack.
Way too many. Over these last 2 days, we've played a lot of games together, and at least half of them I've been. She's like, "Oh, hey, you want a manhunt?" And I'm like, "Sure, okay, cool."
Sure. I can't. If I say no, I'm gonna get it anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, there was no right response to that. There, like,
The manhunts, like, when they asked me about that, I'm like, yes. Give me
yeah,
that,
that's why I was
because-
just like, "Go for it. You're gonna do it anyways. Just do it."
If you
That's what
legitimately
you
didn't
asked
want
and you
it,
didn't.
I would. Yeah, I wouldn't
No,
give it to you.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, because that's a free electronic. That's a free
Although you did
power-up.
hit me with the "here's an electronic for winning the fight," I go to loot it. Here's a nuke. And I'm like, "You, damn it!"
See,
Had to
I've had-
instantly.
I've had that happen to me, and I bring the rocket jump so I can get out of there. And like I have that rocket jump distance so I can get to the
I
next
didn't. It was when I was still like brand new at the game, and I hadn't played around with my kit yet. So I had
yeah.
That
like,
was
turret.
me? I did
I
that
had
to
the
you?
turret. Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had the turret. I mean, I was like, I was killing people. I was decent at the game, but I never changed my kit until today. But I had like the turret. I had the
No.
camo, so I had nothing that helped me in that situation.
I'm sorry.
So I couldn't like turn teleport on or like super jump away. I had to
Very nice aim.
throw a turret down and sit there and die. But no, I couldn't get the I lived. I just ran away. Like, I couldn't get the electronic. I didn't have time.
Oh, well, that was probably my goal then.
Yeah.
Is-
Like,
yeah.
hey, here's a reward. Just kidding.
That
Get
was
your ass
probably
out
my goal
Wow.
then.
Asshole.
of here.
I'm not gonna lie, I can be a troll director sometimes. Here,
fine.
let's all let's all use this moment as a moment to rate Vogel's directing. How about that? Go, have at it. How is my
Are we
directing?
doing like 1 out of 10? Are we doing categories?
I don't know. Whatever
Well,
you want
let's
to
do a
do.
couple categories. Okay, trolliness, 1 out of 10. 1 being like she completely left you alone. 10 being like you wouldn't go up to a tree if she said it was safe.
As a friend,
I said like a
6.
6.
Like a 6, yeah. I'm gonna
I
be 6.
said like a 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, I'm gonna go with 10.
It's
Don,
only-
you
never
were
played.
never in a game that I
No.
played.
I know.
But
It was all, it wasn't it wasn't every single game, but when it was that game, it was trolly as hell.
What about you, Moose?
I don't think you directly tried to like kill me in any way.
Me neither. She hasn't tried to kill me.
It was mainly me.
I'll give you a 9. You were an entertaining director.
I was an entertaining director. That was a scale of trolliness. You gave me a
Yeah, you
9
gave her
on
a
troll.
9. The
Oh.
ultimate
He
troll.
trolled on the troll question.
How much of a troll is she on a
Just
scale of
mad.
1 to
He
10?
did.
How much
He
of a-
trolled on the
Okay,
troll
I'll give
question.
all 3.
What about in fairness? I think that's an important category for a director.
It's like 10.
Yeah.
Like
That
to
is pretty
everybody,
fair.
all 10 people.
I'll give her a 9.
I'd say 10, but like she could still be like trolly and not be fair to one guy, but not be serious about it. Like,
Yeah,
the
I'd
only
give it
time, like,
a 9 or a 10 because even when I was getting picked on, it wasn't to the point where I just had to die. Like I could outplay the situation, whether
Yeah,
it's like
it's not like she put you in an impossible situation.
yeah, no, whether it was like the outplay where you stand in the cold while the nuke drops and then you come back in, or like me just being able to either pick between getting the electronic and dying or just turning around and running. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't to where I couldn't like it just totally screwed me over. It was just a mild inconvenience. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys think
fair.
the
I'd say
director should
9.
have more powers and like
No.
have classes like we do?
I-
Not like more power, but like different things that they could do, and you'd be able to set them up like you set your class up.
Maybe that would.
Because
Imagine if you could have a kit, like a setup kit for directing,
Like
you
a
do
loadout.
for playing.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
loadout for
now you
directing?
know
Huh.
that the director has 2 areas they could close. They
Yeah,
could drop
or
2
like, hey,
electronics.
I'm only gonna say you only get 3 to pick from. Like, I'm gonna take nuke, heal, and speed up. And
See,
you
then
don't
that would
get
be
vulnerability, and you don't get the other things.
boring. If you could only pick 3,
I wouldn't
that would
say
be
only pick
so boring.
Well, no,
you're gonna
I'm
pick
not.
up your,
I'm just saying,
thing.
like that's how you
Put
could
them
do
in
it.
different
Like,
categories. Put
Yeah,
them like
put 'em in
different
different,
categories.
like,
That's how they're
player
set up
buffs,
right
you have
now.
Closers.
Yeah, that's how
Like,
they're set up
it's
right
set
now
up.
is in different categories. You get 9, I think. It's either 9 or 10. So there's like 4, yeah, I think it might be 10.
so for ones that like assist players, ones that affect the map.
Yeah, exactly. And they're
Or
color
just, like,
coded, in fact.
personalize
Yeah.
the aspect of it. So like a different director would have this, and not all of them wanna just close zones.
See,
or
I
lose
would like
somebody.
to see the addition of like 1 or 2, maybe 3, but and then something like that implemented. With what they've got now, I think it's good. But I
I'd say
think
a different
They could definitely go
buff
through and
on
add more.
the vulnerability thing.
Yeah.
If you could add one ability to the director, what would it be? Start with Vogel, because that's the main director opinion right
Okay.
there.
Oh, ow.
Oh.
Hurtful.
I've actually never played with you, so do you normally direct? I don't know.
Yeah, what was it, Saturday? I directed for like 4 hours straight, 5 hours straight.
No, like I said, I
Or
didn't
longer?
know that. Well, either
Nah,
of you,
it's not good, man. It's all good.
what would you add for directing? Like one ability.
What would I add?
Because we're talking about if we had more options.
The ability to make resources. That is one of the things that I get asked about the most by
I feel like
newer
that's
players.
usually my answer. Or like to people, they're like, "Hey, do you want anything?" And I'm like, "Some wood."
Yeah,
I
wood,
could
more
really use arrows.
resources, arrows. I could really use arrows, or the
yeah,
ability to
exactly.
spawn like maybe a random loot box or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be
that
Yes.
would be really cool. Because again, that's what I get asked the most for, especially early on in game. And I mean, you guys have, been in games with me before, and hopefully most of the stream has seen me direct tonight. I like to go to most of the people, especially people I don't know. I love going to them early in game, asking them, how you doing? What's going on? Especially, so that they get to know my voice too. And that I'm different from everyone else in the game. But like that is one of the most common things that people ask me. It's like,
Yeah,
can
'cause
you
a
give me
lot of
some
the things-
resources? No, I
Like
can't.
once you know what you're doing, like once you've played the game 5 times, you know to keep a piece of wood around for when you get cold to light a
Yep.
fire.
Yeah.
Right.
So when the director's like, hey, you want me to warm you up? And I'm like, I don't really need it. I could just light a fire. And they're like, here you go. And I was like, well, I didn't really need that.
I
I
do
would
that
much
to you
rather-
so
If
much.
Moose is
I
in
would
the
much
game,
rather
you
have
always
5
take,
arrows.
Always take that. Always take that. The warm up. Like, yes, I want it, but not right now. I want it when I start fighting Moose.
Exactly,
That
yeah.
freaking
Like,
Dirk's gonna hit me with 1,000 snowballs.
What I
I
like
don't need it.
is
Sure, why not?
the people who take it anyway, because then that that removes that
It from giving it to
from
someone else.
from giving
Yeah,
it to somebody
gotcha.
else.
Yeah.
So when I offer it, like, that's a part
I
of the
would take it.
strategy, right?
Because what if she offers it,
Can-
you say no, and
Can
then
a response be like, put it on hold for 5 minutes? I'll take it later.
Nah.
I
don't
mean,
think that's
my
a thing.
response
You
to
can
that is
have
like,
that
well, I don't
Why is
It
it
may
know.
on
not
in
be
5
here.
minutes?
It may not be
We'll
there.
Yeah, we'll see how the game plays out.
Hi Moses, welcome back. Also, I don't know if you saw that, Moose. Nep was asking you to rate Nep as a director.
Well, I know why he's asking.
Did he kill you?
Twice.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
All right, so gaming, what would you add?
Okay, I would go through and I would add I don't know if it would be a mode or like specific ones, but all player attributes. So like right now you can only give super speed to one person, but like make it so everyone gets super speed all at the same time, or
Kinda
like
like
everyone
I
gets
Kinda
like,
like
gravity
that.
mode?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
it like
so-
a super speed mode?
yeah, just mean like the
For a
gravity
minute.
one affects everybody.
Mhm.
The nuke affects everybody. The manhunt, yes, it's on one person, but it affects everyone. I would love to be able to go through and like put super speed on everyone, or put one of the ones I think would be super fun would be put active camo on everyone.
Make
Oh
Oh
everybody
my god, that'd be
Hmm.
insane.
I love
don't
the
like-
speed though. Like that would be really cool because
Oh,
so
yeah.
many times I have people from all other sides of the map and I'm like, dude, go fight, please. Like
but then you'll have
stop
the people that
hanging
will
out
just-
over here by yourself. Well, yeah,
They'll
and then
use
I
that
nuke
super
them.
speed to go collect more resources and just keep hitting.
Well, I mean, and that's their choice, and then they get nuked. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that
The
is
other
their
thing I would-
choice.
The other one I would love to see would be a rolling nuke. So where it goes through and it just the entire map gets nukes, but it's like different times. So it's like center gets closed immediately, and then it nukes in all the other zones. So like you have to go through, you have to play the edge, you have to be super smart about the way you're doing it. What I would love to see, and it would be super OP as a director, but you have something like that, and then all the players get super speed too, just to see how it works. I mean, I know super aggressive players who would go through and they would do it, and they would run through the zone. They wouldn't give a crap. They would just run straight for every other player. But like then you can go through and you can balance out that super speed a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm watching one right now where it's Moose against someone else, and I already the freaking
Hey,
the
I wanna
freaking
see
cold
this.
man every time.
Mhm.
I'll roll it back a little bit.
Anyone else have ideas for what they would like to add if they were director?
I would add like a damage boost or a golden arrow because you barely find healing stuff, and there's always this low health guy against this guy with full health, full armor, shit like that, just to help him out. But if you miss it, you miss it.
Like
Not
a
like
double damage?
Yeah, and you can't pick it up. You miss it, you miss it.
One shot, yeah.
One shot, you miss it because those unfair battles, and if you don't have any buffs by end game, kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
I
I know
think
I
it'd be
always see
kinda
my heal
cool.
for end of game.
Like a juggernaut mode
Yeah.
where
That
like
would be cool.
for 10 seconds, it's kind of like the invulnerability, but instead of getting bounced around like a ball, you just like can sit there and tank it.
But you still take damage? Or you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't have
just-
recoil? Just no recoil?
Or just like half damage or
Yeah.
like 10% damage.
Yeah.
So
Just
do
something
like
where it just
manhunt Juggernaut.
yes, everybody has to fight this guy, but he can take twice as much as everybody else.
I kind of do that anyway. If I give the guy the manhunt, I give him the buffs when people come after him. Because to fair it out, because I've had manhunted one guy and 4 people just shot at him. Even though they could see each other, they only shot him.
I hate
So
the
I
games
would
where
like
you
to do
manhunt somebody and no one goes after him.
God,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate
Yeah.
that.
Like,
I
they're next to him, they're like,
rejoiced.
nah, I'm gonna chop this wood first.
I
And then you
fucking
won't go hit him.
rejoiced on one of my last games where I was like manhunt and people actually went after after. I was like,
And it was like more than one person.
"Yay!"
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it was
if
amazing.
I'm playing and the guy's on the other side of the map, I'll usually leave it alone. But if he's within a square of me, I'm like, I
Yeah.
might as well go for him.
Nah, but if you manhunt Legend, I'm most likely not.
Yeah,
gonna
we
win
did
that
play
fight,
in the
so I
Uproar
probably
tournament and
won't
we
go get 'em. Not
sucked.
gonna lie.
That's
Ayush,
the thing.
we
That's people's mentality is, hey,
sucked
I can't beat him
so
in a 1v1, and
bad.
I can't rely on people
Sucked
enough to
so
go flock to
bad.
him because they play
It was
scared.
so bad.
Yeah,
So
but
you're
if
like,
I see
oh,
you're fighting
do I just
someone,
wanna
I'll be like,
Yeah, then it's like, do I just want to 1v1 this guy? Not really. But do I want to have it be a manhunt and have 3 people try to kill him? Yeah, hell yeah, I'll go after him.
Well, what about a manhunt that you go through? Like you put the manhunt down, and then like you get a nuke in every other zone where that guy isn't, so that it forces people into his.
that. I wouldn't say like a like
That
a,
would have to
Like
take
not a
technically
nuke. That's the
killing
only
nuke.
thing
Not a
in there
nuke that
in the
kills
game.
people, but a nuke that damages you or like punishes you for not.
Really,
going to get the
Ayush?
manhunt.
Yeah.
That was
I'm not
like, but
watching
if you're
it,
in the
'cause
top
I was
right and he's in
shit.
the top left,
I
are you going
was
to give them
shit.
4 minutes to get over there because the running time?
Like,
Or maybe that's where you use the all-player speed buff.
as
what'd be
Damba,
awesome?
Target the...
I play
Director
really
ability?
aggressively.
Teleport somebody.
So,
Oh,
like,
yes.
that'd be insane.
Yes.
whenever
Just
my
pick 'em up
team
and
says
place
we're
'em.
going in, I
Yeah,
go
we're
in.
just-
Like,
we're
I
not
slither
thinking.
in and I put
Maybe
down
not,
a.
like,
I'll
exact
put down a
placement
gourd,
because you could pick somebody
and
up
I
just throw 'em in
hope
lava,
that my
which is-
teammates are around me to
First thought in
protect
my head
me
right there.
Yeah,
while
but I mean,
we're
as,
doing
like, pick a
damage and
block,
everything,
like,
and
hey,
it
you're in the
just didn't
top
work
left,
that way.
all by yourself. Everybody's in the
So,
bottom right. Okay,
it
now
was
you're over here with
okay. I
everybody.
mean, our team was put
I wouldn't
together
mind
very
doing, like, natural
randomly.
disasters,
very,
like making a blizzard happen, and if you don't have wood, you're just
Very,
not
like,
gonna survive it.
last
Like
night,
making
this morning.
Punish
Yeah,
people
heals
for
were pretty
not
low.
being
Shut up. I
prepared.
know. I
not
was
being prepared.
shit.
Just
I
have
was
wood,
shit.
make a fire, you'll
Okay.
survive it, but
None
if
of
you
us
make a
were playing
blizzard
our
come over, it doesn't
mains.
kill you unless like you
Like,
freeze to death.
it was just
Yeah,
a
just a
bad
short
game.
one, like, not
It
a
was a
big
bad
short one, like
game.
a
Yeah.
And
20
we
second
hadn't even,
blizzard.
Yeah,
none of
enough
us
to
had
just bring
warmed
your
up
goal all the way
either.
down.
None of us
Yeah.
had played a game to begin with. So,
Let's see.
Yep.
What else? What else would you guys have?
as director, I would
Yeah.
love to have a like a toggle on and off where everyone can hear me.
Yeah, intercom. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be an option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not right now, but I feel like that could be something that would easily be added in.
Yeah.
Intercom would be amazing.
Only for the director, obviously.
Only for the director. No
Yeah.
spectators, nothing. Just for the
No,
Because
director.
Then you get
knows
into
it.
like shit talking in all chat, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
If you let everybody do it.
I would like it if like they could take away the counter so you could see how many people are alive and like give the intercom to the director and they'd have to announce it or announce what happened around the map.
Is there a counter for how many people are still alive? Because I haven't noticed.
Underneath, it's right by the map. It's
Yeah.
right by the map.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh God. She's been playing this. This is
Wow.
the week 1 person, guys. Oh.
That's
no.
impressive.
No.
So, something I just thought about that like I haven't seen, and this isn't necessarily like something that you would add for the director, but something that I haven't seen the directors do, is something Hunger Games style, where like it goes through and it has the people's name in Hunger Games and it plays a sound whenever someone dies. In this, like you have that. Like I haven't heard a director go through and like use a commentary on that system. Have you guys?
Not really. I've
No,
never-
but I kind of do it in my head myself. Like when you see the player die, you're like, oh shit, Lyndon just died, or oh no, Vogel just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I monitor it myself. Not maybe everybody else doesn't, but
I think that's part of the strategy of the game, though, is that knowing who died when, since the players don't really know like
changes
who
how
is
you play the
left.
rest of
It
the game.
changes how you play the rest of the game. And if the announcer wanted like had the option to announce it to everyone who died, then I mean that should be an option. But I think that not having it as a default is
it loses
makes
its
it interesting.
effect
Yeah.
when you play with people that you obviously when the game grows or when you're just playing with randoms. If you say, "Oh, the next legend died," it was like, "I don't know who the hell that is. All right, let's just keep playing." Like it doesn't really do anything for you. Where like right now, I look for or I know key names. If me and Havoc join a game and I know he's my main competition and I see him go down, then I'm like, okay, I play this game completely different now because I'm not trying to just be ready for the last fight. Now I can play aggressive and fight everybody.
Yep.
So it changes I like games that adapt throughout the game rather than just, hey, I'm going to play this game this way the entire time and nothing will change that. Where in this game, things happen, like nukes get dropped, players go down that you are not scared of, but that you know can beat you.
And
then
they
when you
go
see
down
them go
first
down-
off.
Exactly, yeah, when I'm like, oh shit, he just died. And I was like, then, like I said, I play it completely different.
Yes. Speaking of adapting, I played this game where there was a team of 3, and the director came and told me and a couple other players, hey, there's a team of 3. You might want to make alliances. And this team of 3 was just sweeping everybody off the thing. And I don't team too much. I just don't like teaming too much unless it's unfair.
He doesn't
But-
always team, but when he does.
when I do, it was a fun experience that I had to like a partner. So I hope they do add like 2 duos, like playing with 2 people.
Well, they should be bringing alliances back.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they should put the alliance flag in the game. They should actually add like a 2 system.
Like
I
a
think they
duo
should add a
system.
2 sim because like
the alliance flag made it like harder for the single player. Like, in the last month, Ban Terrific, he was actually what was his name? Juicy was actually gunning for number 1, and he was almost up there. But Ban Terrific was using the alliance flag with a buddy to get him to number 1.
Yeah.
Like, I agree, Ban Terrific held it this whole time this weekend, and that was like, he did that within the first day. He played 38 games within the first day, played a couple more after that, and then he held it. But it's just that alliance flag going in that 10 people going against 2v1, like it does make
it creates
so
an
much
unfair
harder.
advantage.
Yeah.
Where at least you're on an even playing ground if it's 2v2s.
Yeah, because even if you have the director on your side, you're still at a uphill climb. The
That's why
director
I want
can
like
heal
more
you,
buffs.
but 2 hit.
Yeah, you
2
know how
hits
hard it
from
is
an
to
axe?
dodge 2 arrows at the same
Yeah,
time?
it's
2 axes?
really hard. Like if you jump, someone's gonna aim for the jump. Someone's gonna aim for where you are. It's kind of
So,
hard.
I would hope they add a 2 system.
Yeah, I think duos would be really cool to play. So instead of a 10-person map, it would be like a 20-person
20.
map. Yeah.
But I want them to keep the map the same size. 'cause
Yeah,
still want
I
it to
think
be
the map
limited
should be the same
resources.
size. Yeah.
I don't want nobody to have like 15 wood because they doubled the resources because of duos.
Side comment, I am really impressed with how detailed their leaderboards are. Like, the amount of categories and, like, how everybody's tracked on everything.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
learned a lot from the past battle royales. Like everyone wants the leaderboard, the competitive side of people. They want to be on leaderboards.
You can,
'cause
and the
most
fact
people
that you can
always
just search
leaderboard.
by all these different categories, like, damn, this guy went on a 30 kill streak. Or, damn, this
Yeah.
guy's been come in second place 27 times. Like, he's just never lucky.
That's me. Coming second
Yeah.
place a lot.
I get a
Last
lot of
night-
people like that. And I was like, dude, you haven't won yet? He's like, no, I keep coming in second. I was like, that sucks.
Like when I won, like the 3rd game, I had messaged you on your Twitch, I think.
Yep.
I wasn't technically supposed to win. I wasn't supposed to win. I won because I knocked him into the lava. Lucky me.
Yeah, I mean, you still won that game.
I still won.
Yeah?
But I barely won. 'Cause I was one
Dude,
hit
a
away
win's a
from
win.
dying.
Don't
Yeah,
drag
a
yourself
win is
down.
a win.
It is a win.
I'll take it any way I can get it. If it's knocking him out of the zone and he freezes to death, if he's getting killed by
Literally,
Yeah,
snowballs
but
and
literally,
lava.
any way
the
he
death
can
one
get it.
it's like super entertaining. Like I knocked him out into the lava, full health, when I was 1 health. It was
Dude, that's
That's an
your
epic win. That's
outplay,
not
though.
like I should
Yeah,
have won.
that's your
an epic win.
outplay. It's like, hey, I'm
But it
about
was-
to die,
it was
and I
kind
don't
of
have
because
a
of the zero
chance.
gravity. It sucked.
By the way, hi Nep.
Hi,
What's
Nep.
up?
Hi Nep. Nep is here. Nep sir.
Is he
Oh,
We
muted?
have so many people
He is
in here
muted.
right now.
I didn't mute him. He's muted himself.
He muted himself.
See, he just wants to listen.
Yep. Revealing me, of course. You're in.
called
You
out a
have
lurker? How dare
a
you.
random. No, you joined with a random ass name in my Discord.
was-
I had to
was
call you
looking
out.
Like, who the hell is this guy? Just with no name.
I
just
had to
sitting
call
there.
you out on that one. I had to.
That's a
10
Twitch
out of
no.
10.
You can't call out the lurkers.
Yeah, well, he's
Put in your
been.
No, if
Discord.
they're in the Discord, that's fair game.
Yeah, no, Discord's different.
But I hope the devs do better than all the other games because like with their map, because I don't want it to get too stale. Like
Oh,
PUBG
yeah, I hear
had
ya.
the same map for like 7 months until now, like until the 20th. Their new map comes out on the 20th, and I literally stopped playing because the map just got boring.
Imagine if they had a map that just changed every game.
So
That's
like
the other thing I would love to see.
Like the same layout, like it's still the same hills and everything, but
Because they could do
the
that
resources are in different areas. Like you can't count on,
Yeah.
hey, every time I go here,
Yep.
they're gonna have a chair and a chest.
like
Well,
when you go to
it
the
is
lava
like that.
area has the most chairs. The lava area has a lot of chairs all over it, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe since everything's designed like the little hexagon figure, it could random it every time you do it.
Well, it'd be like playing Settlers of Catan, right? I mean, you could easily do like several hexagonal pieces and have them randomly generate, like pulling from a card system,
Or
each match.
swap places.
Yeah.
So the bottom left zone isn't always the same. Maybe it's in the top right now.
Yeah.
Right, but you could have more than just that. Like you could have an entire like pool of hexagonal environmental pieces that you could pull from, and that way the map is never the same.
Or they
Yeah.
could randomize the spawns of loot. I would like that too because you know
They-
that there's gonna be
No.
a tree right here for me.
So that's one of those things that I
The
I
thing
want
is-
to see this
okay.
go to the esports level. I want to see that, and RNG does not play well with esports.
Guys, Moose is
like
trying to
hacking.
talk. I think he's saying that there is RNG.
Yeah, there is.
It
he's
is.
right.
The loot is completely random. Like when it comes to buildings, there's a chance that there will be like a chest
No.
and a chair.
Yeah,
Sometimes
just the
there's
chests
not.
and the chairs.
It's
The trees are the
like-
same.
Yeah, trees are the same.
Yeah, the trees they are. Like they're staple. It's a tree. You need wood.
That's what I
But,
mean.
like,
I don't mean like
the
the
loot is
chest
random.
stuff.
I do agree on the shifting of the tiles though.
I think that would be cool. Just like what was in the top left last game is in the bottom right, or just somewhere different.
That
Yeah.
So
that
they-
definitely would be making more entertaining.
and randomize the portals because the portals are if you jump in, you go to the opposite side.
Yes, but as long as
that'd
they
be cool.
can't screw you over and
Yeah, as
teleport
long
you
as,
into
like-
a zone that's closed out.
If it's the one that's closed out, you have to disable that portal. Like that portal should now
Yeah,
longer
that wouldn't be.
be able to
Guys.
be used.
Guys, you're all wrong. Honey Pop, Honey Pop is the next esport, according to
I
Moses.
don't know what that is.
No.
It's a waifu
No.
game.
No.
I
Also,
didn't say it. It was Moses. I'm just reading what's in my
Moses,
chat.
just stick to drinking your water and not parting it, and we'll be okay.
So the developers actually they have no intentions of making this an esport, by the way.
I know
no,
they don't.
I don't want them to because this is such a relaxing game to have fun with friends. Kind of like Fortnite was at the beginning, but Fortnite's gonna be a
Yeah. Fortnite
No, I
was fun.
I couldn't
is
see Fortnite
changing
being an
so
esport.
much. Fortnite is like,
Fortnite, I don't think Fortnite will because their bullet spray is too RNG. Like
no, they're
you-
they're introducing a new bullet system soon, a shooting system in general.
okay, because you'd shoot that first bullet, that first one would be on, the other fucking three would be like
You have
fucking
no
shooting
control
your
where they
neighbors.
go.
Yeah, they need to have a recoil pattern, and I think that's what they're doing. I think
Well-
it might be more like CS:GO or H1.
It's
Whatever
not
you-
even that. It's their bullet spray. Like you're going
bloom?
semi-automatic. Yeah, the bloom. You're going semi-automatic. You're taking your time between shots. It should not be bloomed out that much.
Nah, I shouldn't. I think they need to definitely fix the burst because if it's a burst and you're gonna aim it right here, the first bullet hits and the other two bullets go completely separate directions. Like one will go left, one will go right. It should be like straight up and down or straight left and right or something like that. They need to have like a pattern. But there's no pattern.
They should just uninstall and just not play Fortnite.
No, Fortnite's fun. It's fun. I haven't like. I think this game is the most fun I've had with a battle royale.
I might be
'cause
going
haven't
to
played a battle
east,
royale
not
for
west.
24
East.
hours until this game.
Mm.
Because it was just so relaxing, and I got to interact with everybody. Everybody talked. Not everybody was toxic, so
Well, it
Yeah.
also is the closed alpha.
yeah.
Oh, so we have Squally Ball saying, I feel like you shouldn't start making changes to make it esports ready. if you look at the most successful esports, they don't make it to be an esport until they make it fun, and then people have so much fun they get competitive and it develops into an esport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really quickly, I need to clarify my comment then. So, in my opinion, one of the things that I look at with different games is, and this is my qualification when I say esport ready, is that they're designed that I think of games that are esport as being fully developed, as being fully ready to go. And so that's what I say by making it esports ready. Not necessarily like, oh, okay, like I want this to be an esport, but I want that level of development on it. I want that level of thought put into it. Because the two things that historical good esports are is they're fair, they're optimized, and they don't punish good players. And there are a lot of different things that I've seen in most of the other BRs that don't do that. And that's what I mean by having it be esports ready, quote unquote.
Top 10
You couldn't
anime
have directors
betrayals.
if this was an esport. You'd have to
Mm.
get
Oh,
rid of that
no,
aspect
no,
entirely.
absolutely.
No, you couldn't at all.
Which completely changes the game, which is why I don't think it would ever
100%.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's not that I want it to become an esport, but I do want it to be like that level of quality.
Yeah, just a finished
So-
game.
You want
Like
it to be
after a while, people are
polished
gonna
game.
want to get like competitive over it.
It'll happen. If you have leaderboards, the game will
Yeah.
become competitive,
They're
guaranteed.
gonna want a ranking system eventually, because some people like to play to grind for the ranks.
That's perfectly fine. Like, I don't think it would be good to have it in esports because like the whole director system, as you guys were saying, that is a huge part of this game. That sets it apart from other games.
That's
alone.
part of what makes it so much fun.
Because that director has so much power,
Oh yeah.
and like that, you have that one person that's like, oh, I'm gonna close off this. You're gonna run here. I'm gonna nuke it, and it's just it adds that whole different player there.
Director
Which is
paid by
pretty nice.
Steve.
Yeah, which is nice. But
If
like,
anyone knows the meme,
nope.
it's one of the competitive teams' owner just like buys all the best players, and whenever they win, they just say paid by Steve, and it would be
so SKT.
yeah, and it would be whenever somebody wins the game, oh, he just paid the director, and the director just made them win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope, like, if they do like a matchmaking, like y'all were talking about earlier, that they do like a elo kind of system, so that like new players will get matched up with people that are like really good and get just destroyed and never get to learn a game. Because if I
Yeah.
play a game and I'm just getting destroyed constantly, I'm gonna say I hate the game.
Yeah.
Like I had to
I
go back
think-
and play H1 a couple times.
Or you
before
just
I
switch
liked
to the director role.
Or you just
I
switch to
think
the
that would
director
be a
role.
thing, though.
I think that like having a like newbie lobbies would be really cool, especially for if we are talking about like whenever I was saying I was helping new players. I think that having those kind of lobbies with new players in them
But
as
with
a
good
director, yeah, as a director, maybe
Yeah, you
even some kind of like some
Tutorial
kind
kinda
of system.
thing.
Yeah, some kind of system that Moose was talking about earlier where you'd have like certain, I don't know, certified is the only word that I can think of right now, to do like newbie or beginner tutorial type things. And it would be
You
like a
might even-
tutorial but with a real person. Like
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah,
really cool.
you might even not need. What you could do is just separate the servers into beginner, intermediate, and like advanced. And as a director, you're going into a beginner one knowing, hey, I'm going to be directing people that don't really know what they're doing, so I need to help them out more than I would if I was directing an intermediate or an advanced server.
I could also see people going in there and trolling the fuck out of new kids, though. Like, I
No,
could
just because
see.
you can make it so it's like, okay,
Like, after
you
you reach a
can't
certain
play
level.
the noob
Yeah.
servers if you have this many games. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get smurfing and that sort of thing, but I don't know. There's only so much that you can do.
Yeah.
And I feel like as far as that goes, having ranked and social games is probably the only way to differentiate those in a good way.
Yeah, because even right now, you could get directors trolling new players, and there's no organized
Right.
system for it.
I just feel
to
like
be
having.
fair, I didn't feel like there was a lot of directors trolling. They were
No,
really teaching.
But it's just open to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, Wally. Well,
Yeah.
Did anybody get the guy who was using the voice changer?
Yes.
And
Wait, the demon
yes,
sounding
the demon
one, or
sounding
yes.
dude.
Yes.
I got one of those.
Same.
I got one that was like mixed between like a golem and a Stitch, like Lilo and
Oh,
Stitch.
dude, I would love Stitch, like Lilo and Stitch, to just be in my thing. Oh, that'd be bad.
The
I
demon
instantly
guy
knew who
picked
you're
me as
talking
his.
about.
He picked me
Moses,
as his
agreed.
disciple.
Agreed.
He like selected
Lawbreakers
me, and
was
he was yelling at me, and I
an
couldn't understand him because it
amazing
was his
game.
stupid-ass demon voice, and
Lawbreakers
he was
was
yelling at me.
amazing. They
I'm
just
trying to do
didn't.
what he's
The
telling me 'cause if
developers
not,
just
he's gonna
didn't one
try to
listen
kill
to their
me.
community, and two they didn't do
Every time I
enough.
play director, I'm gonna find a voice
Um,
changer to make me sound like God, or an image of what God would sound like.
Have an echo.
Technically, I'm God, so do what I say.
I don't know how people like I said, the first game that I did the whole like Valley Girl type thing. Now that everybody kind of knows me a little bit, I don't know how people would take to the me being someone other than me.
Different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I just played with you 20 minutes ago when you were fine, and now you're pretending to
are
be
you-
God. Like,
Are you schizophrenic?
all these different personalities.
I think the director should be able to mute people.
You can.
You
well,
can.
not.
No, like I mean mute people from talking to other people.
Oh, permanently.
Because
Oh,
I spectated
yeah.
Lyndon for a whole game, and he literally just insults every single person he plays against.
Well, that's a factor of the
Yeah,
game,
but that just
unfortunately.
the players can mute other players.
Yeah.
So if you know Lyndon doesn't stop talking, just mute him on your menu.
It feels so
Yeah.
good, like.
But some people don't mind the trash talk. Some people like it. Some people trash talk back to him. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people.
That's
actually do
exactly
There's
who
a
I'm
border
talking
between
about,
trash
Kogan.
talk
That
and
is
just, like,
exactly.
toxicity.
Will be my
Yeah,
disciple. Fight for
that. What
blood.
you saying, Moose?
Like, yeah, that guy.
Oh,
That guy was amazing.
Everybody was saying Lyndon's all toxic. I never got to see that side because every time I seen him, I killed him.
No, we're talking like
Not just
in the
general,
lobby
but
and shit.
That's
He's
like the
like-
example we got because like we all played a game with him, and like we were joking with him in a lobby, and he's just like saying "shut the fuck up" to like Legend. Like,
yeah,
it's all
Lawbreakers
lobby.
was super popular. They just didn't like the
So-
It
developers
was so
just
much
didn't
fun
go
killing him though. Like right
into
after that.
Yeah,
really
I was
going.
director, so naturally I
Shit
put a
talking is
hunt
part of
on
their
him, and then
brand.
He never
got
once-
Yeah,
special.
that's true.
He never once killed me, but I killed
That's true.
Lyndon probably like 4 times.
I killed him once. He killed me once. The rest of them, he usually died by someone else.
Exactly.
I
I think
mean,
everyone
he-
got to the point where we're like, nope, this guy, take him out first.
Yeah.
Whoever was talking in like the beginning lobby, he would just yell. He'd be
Oh,
like, "You're fucking trash," and he'd like
Squally.
spit at him. I'm like,
Yeah,
what are you
like,
doing,
That's
guy?
fair, Squally. Hey, Squally, man, you should be jumping in this Discord.
Yeah,
with
that's
us.
what I
know
was.
you played a
Yeah,
bunch too.
Squally.
Come on, Squally.
Squally,
Come on, come on, come on.
Squally.
I need my dude Squally in here.
See? We all want you in here. Come on, Squally.
And Squally, if you're not in here, then I can say anything about you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I don't know who you are, Squally, but I'll be nice.
I think
Oh,
you've played
thanks,
with
Squally.
Squally. You've played with
Have I?
Squally. Yeah, you've
I
definitely
probably
played with
played
Squally.
with everyone that owned the
So
alpha.
the thing about Squally was like, if you saw his name for the first little while, he had it as like Twitch TV / Squally. It's like you couldn't see. I know I would see it, and I'm just like I'm going through watching games now, and all I could see was Twitch TV Squaw, and I had no idea that was him for the longest time.
Yeah, and you can only see it if he dies.
I think Vogel was the only smart one that
Yeah.
put Twitch at the end rather than the beginning.
There was
Yeah.
a couple. I actually copied that from somebody. To be honest
Because
with you,
everybody I ran
copied that.
into was Twitch TV / the B, or like the beginning of a name, and I couldn't see the rest
You
of
know,
it unless
if
I,
you
like,
press escape, you can see all of
yeah,
their names.
I'm saying unless I did that or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
saw him directly. And
I
saw
actually didn't know that. I've been trying to find like a.
That's
thing
how
to
you
see
mute people.
everyone's
If you
name.
press escape, it shows everybody's name, and you
And
can
you
mute
can
them
mute
right
them.
next to their name.
Yep.
Well, I've never had to mute anybody, so
You're very, very fortunate in that.
yeah.
You're about to start playing PUBG or something. Ah, Squally.
No,
Oh.
no.
I
you're
get-
not.
I get
I'm
this.
doing it right
Pause.
now.
Let's
Good luck
let
with
this
PUBG.
man play
I'm
some
not touching that
PUBG.
until the 20th.
I'm gonna judge him on his PUBG plays.
Going over to the dark side.
Going over to the dark side. I think
I played-
like we're all having like withdrawals now from this
I am.
game.
I really
Like I
am.
said, I'm heartbroken. They just ripped it away from me, and now
I
I'm
tried
here
to
to
play
cry about it.
Fortnite, and I like couldn't
No,
stay focused
no.
for long
It's
enough.
not the same.
It's not.
It's just not the same.
I was
Vogel's
literally
not trying
holding.
to nuke me. What am I doing?
I was holding right click to try to pull back a bow and arrow, and it wasn't working.
See.
So that's where I was like, I know this isn't gonna happen for a while because I was in last month and I was like, I have to wait a whole month. That's why I put 45 hours into the game.
Wait, it was a
Yeah.
month between the two?
Yeah, it
Yep.
was a month between the two.
Oh, that sucks.
That's why I've been telling everybody it's probably going to be next month before we see another. Although I did have somebody come in and tell me that they might open one up next week, but I'm not sure about that. Like I don't know.
Oh, just gotta keep an eye on the Discord. They'll announce it.
They
Yep.
should have did like a 5-day thing so they could get a lot more feedback, get a lot more reports on the
Well-
bugs.
Okay, so question for you guys: out of everyone who's here, how many alphas have you done? Like how many different?
Like different games
Different
or
games.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot. Too
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Have
I'd
any
have
of
to
you
look.
ever been on the other side of the alpha, like the dev side of the alpha,
No, not yet, but
or been working extremely closely with the devs? As in, like you were one of the first people in it, and like they're approaching you directly without you approaching them.
yes, I've done that before.
no, I haven't. I just got accepted to work at EA Sports down here in my state, so I'm gonna be working with them.
Nice.
Cool. GG.
Gotta
I'm
get
a
that
QA.
microtransaction.
I know. I wasn't going to
QA
say anything
tester
about
and
that.
Yeah.
Get the microtransactions in.
I had
I'll be working for
my
Paladin.
best friend works for Blizzard, so I got access to like everything that came out as soon as it came out. So, like, kind of not like straight developer, but people that are working on the game. That just like,
Okay.
hey, what did you think about this, or how did this go, or were there any problems playing?
So the reason I ask is I know having worked on other stuff, when I see games like this that do the really short alphas, it makes me happy. Like I hate, like with this game, I hate that we can't play it right now. I'd much rather be playing. We'd all rather be playing it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it makes me really happy to see that there are devs who use alpha for actual alpha purposes and not just, oh hey, let's do this to promote the game. So like it shows me that they're actually going through, they're actually running through all the different data they've collected. So I mean, you think about it like, oh okay, I need a 3-day, 4-day closed alpha. You're like, oh that's so short as a player, but as a dev, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know how many hours I put into it, and I can only imagine how much data I generated. And like just with the group that we have here, I would bet you would take a team of 4 devs at least 2 weeks to be able to go through all the data we had.
Yeah, because you've got hundreds of
least.
hours between
Oh
us
yeah,
combined.
yeah. Oh yeah. And so I mean, just things like that make me go, okay, they're probably going to be doing this the right way, and they're probably going to be going through and hopefully using that data. Because
Yeah,
once when I
rather
see
than
where
just
it's like
fully
back to back
throwing
every
it out
week,
there
yeah,
and just never
exactly.
touching it.
Exactly.
Saying, hey, here's 2 days of it, let's get data and then work on that. And then we'll
Yeah.
come back with the next product. Not like the next game, but the next like step in this game.
I hope they don't take like too much of the feedback and like change the game too much, like too
Yeah.
fast, because that would be like too much to handle. Because
I
like
don't
if
think they
they
will.
actually did another alpha and like they changed so much in it, because I'm pretty sure they got a lot more feedback from this one than they did on the first one, then it wouldn't seem like the same game, kinda. Because like PUBG, whenever they did their quote unquote beta, like they changed a lot of shit, and from now like H1 when it first started to now, they changed a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They changed stuff that like people said don't change though. That's where H1 messed up.
H1 just destroyed itself.
They updated itself into a toilet.
They made it worse and worse.
Yeah. So if they don't do that, this game.
Then tried bringing back like old H1 and you should have just never broke it in the first place.
They should bring back old H1, give it the RuneScape treatment.
It sounds like Lawbreakers, to be honest.
What does?
The like talking about that, how the the devs like changed it so much that it wasn't the same game anymore, and they completely lost their player base. Like brand new
with
game.
H1, it's entirely different. H1 died because of PUBG, in all honesty. Like, it was kind of on its way out before that, but not nearly. PUBG
It
just
gave them something
destroyed
better
it.
than what they were doing.
I don't think it would have changed too much if they weren't trying to change their game to be more like
Yeah.
PUBG, because there were still people that liked H1 until they started trying to change.
They
it
were
kinda
different enough to
PUBG-ish.
have their own fan base until they did too much.
Yeah.
No. So I haven't played it in
Good night,
probably 3 or
Kogan.
4
Thank you so
months,
much for joining in.
I don't know if the things you're talking about have happened.
Thank you so
in
much
that
for
amount of
joining
time.
in.
Partly,
Like,
not
That's
all of
the-
it.
okay, I think
This
Fortnite's
Thursday,
gonna
2
be
to
good
4,
for
the
a while
servers will
because
be
they're
open.
doing their
Cool.
own thing and they're not trying to compete
Cool.
with H1. They're just focusing on their own game.
Did
Like, they're not
anybody
going and
actually
adding
see that?
freaking cars
I can't
and
remember if anybody.
ridiculous things, 'cause
Yes
they
and
actually
no.
took weapons out the game because it didn't fit with what they were trying to do.
So did you guys
Yep.
actually see somebody, Kogan, say that this Thursday, 2 to 4 Eastern, the Darwin servers will be open?
It
For
will be.
2
No, I did
hours?
not.
Yes.
They will be.
But
Why?
it might be under an NDA.
Yeah, you cannot
Yeah.
stream it or
Ah.
take any screenshots. It's
Thank you
matchmaking.
so much,
Oh,
Kogan Sai, for
They said
that
that you
follow.
can't
Welcome to the
stream it,
flock
though.
and welcome to the stream.
Can't stream it, no screenshots, anything like that.
That was a
Who's
little
getting
fuzzy,
kicked out
wasn't
for
it?
streaming it?
Let's go.
Someone's gonna do it. I'm not
Oh,
saying no one
someone
else,
will
but
do it.
Someone will 100% do it. Yeah.
Yeah, someone will do it. None of us. It better not be any of this group. If I hear about it, I will kill you in
doing it.
every game I get you
Wait,
in.
so you can't screenshot your own thing? Is that what you mean?
You can't
Well, you-
screenshot
you
you
can't.
playing the game because that's their content, not yours.
Like screenshot and post it, but like
Nope.
You
Yeah,
can't
I mean,
stream
you can
it.
have it for yourself if you really
Yeah,
want.
you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
share it.
Technically,
because, like, I was
technically,
saying,
if you
because, like-
screenshot it at all, they can do it. But if you don't post it, there's no way they catch you.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
because I
you
was
Well,
can't.
unless they've put in some key bindings into the game, but that would just be a dick move.
there's that app thing that I would do if they did that to where I
Thanks,
could
Cam.
show my
I
videos
appreciate
to
it.
you guys.
Cam,
while we're
why aren't
talking
you
about
in
it
here?
and not put it online?
Cam,
That's
you
why.
need
That's
to be
like-
in here
So we could
too.
just talk about whatever we see on the screen.
Yeah, just screen sharing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
You could if you really wanted to. I don't know
I
what you
would-
get out of that.
I don't know. Like,
no, just talking about it.
Here you go. I'm gonna
Just
pull it up.
posted in the general, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I pulled it up on my stream too. So here's the help us test our matchmaking.
So it's for 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will probably be working, so I don't think I'll be there.
They're having. I think they're
It's
doing it 2
it's
days.
tomorrow. I mean, it's
It's
Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday and
Yeah.
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm gonna play, but that's such a freaking tease.
Yeah,
I
another one.
know,
Here's-
right?
Here's 2 hours of your favorite game till we rip it away again. My heart. Don't do this.
I know, right? I know.
But like, what would they do? Like matchmaking in general? Like you just go in and then some random person gets to be freaking director? Because I don't think I would like that. Or would it be like a director matchmaking and a?
so this is the
Player
thing that, like, it looks like what they're doing is another one of those true alpha things. It's the reason they're doing it is because they need more data on one specific thing, or they think they fix something and they need to test it before they put it back out again. And it's just us, for getting the game for free. We're helping them. And yeah, it may suck to play, but like that's the point. That's the reason you do an alpha as a dev is you need that help. You need more people other than the same people who know exactly how the game works and know what things to do, what not to do. And they need people to break it in ways that they can't think of because, well, they know it.
Yeah. So that means for Tuesday, I'm gonna actually go to sleep at a reasonable time, so I won't miss this.
Right?
That's actually why they're doing it, man. They heard about your 24-hour, they heard about my 24-hour, and they're like, nope, we're not turning into WoW, we're not turning into StarCraft. People are not dying while playing our game, dang it.
Dude, I stayed up till 5, woke up at 10, played till 5, woke up at 10 again.
Wow.
Havoc, you should be in here too.
Definitely Havoc.
And Cam.
Interested in your Havoc.
I know
I was
everything
so
else is
mad at Havoc.
boring.
in
Yeah.
what I thought was the last game, he died to not me, and I was pissed.
I remember that. Yep.
I was like, how dare you die to somebody else and not let me be the one? I never got my payback. For those of you that don't know, my very first game, where I had no idea what I was doing, within a minute he ran up on me and killed me.
Havoc, I didn't get to direct
remember
one
that.
game you were in tonight, by the way. Not one. You jumped out of the server I was directing.
I was there for that too, and then I messaged him. I was like, why are you scared? Where are you going?
I can't
Yeah, he left. Hi, Havoc. Aww.
That's what he said.
Oh, he can't hear anything.
I think I've only played a couple games with Havoc. I think the first one he killed me.
Me and Havoc played like
Thank
10
you
games
so
together.
much. Mac
I think I played the most games.
Maxicao.
with,
Maxicao.
next
For that host, I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
probably.
Discord
Even
is
the ones that
broken.
we
Try
didn't
restarting
to
it.
queue Up, I've ran into you in a lot of games.
Yeah,
I
whenever
don't
we started playing
understand
late at night, when
Russian.
some of the NA people actually started going to sleep.
Maxica
really, it was just like
Zero.
the same, like,
Maxica
handful of,
Zero.
like,
I thought
40
that
or
was an
50
O.
people
I'm
that you,
sorry.
Yeah.
get matches with, and usually
Maxica
when
Zero.
I died, I
I
watched
don't
Legend, so
speak-
we'd end up queuing at the same time.
I don't speak Russian.
That's
Attacking
the
the
thing is, like,
wind.
when
What's
I'm
up, guy?
playing with people
Hello.
that I'm friends with or that I enjoy playing with, I'll stay and watch. But when I'm with people that I
Aw.
don't know at all, or like
Poor
that just sit there and
Havoc.
talk trash, I just back out and start a new one.
Yeah, like when I had the guy, the director that would ask questions, I just stayed just to see what other questions he asked and stuff. And it was hilarious, and it was tilting because some people actually wouldn't know because he asked one kid to name 10 Pokemon. And
Dude, that's so easy.
he named
I love
5.
that. I'm
He named 5,
totally going to do that
tilted.
now.
Actually, like I know like probably 100, but on the spot, if I could
No,
actually
he
think
said
of that
name
many,
10 from Gen 1. So that's
Yes!
probably why he had.
I could
he had
totally
troubles
do
because it
that.
was
I
so long
could if I
ago.
really thought about it. But on the spot, I might blank and be like, "Oh God, Pikachu."
I only know the
It is-
first 151.
Yeah,
so
I don't know like any of the
I
new ones.
only know those. So
You
yeah,
let
that's
our phone
the
a
that's
friend,
the
and I
that's
was
the
in
perks
there.
of being old is that you know first gen Pokemon, right?
Oh, I
First
just
and
had a,
second gen.
Those are the only ones you know.
First
I
gen
just-
is the best gen.
The last gen I don't like too much. Too much new shit. Things look like garbage bags. Stop pretty playing.
Dude,
Yeah,
He
I
said
like
good
the
luck
first
to
and
you.
second.
Aw, thank you. Thank
I
you,
just had
Takasho.
one
Oh, go ahead.
Pokemon that's a fucking snow
Thank you,
cone. That
Takasho.
pisses
Right?
me off.
Good luck
Originality
to
is
you
gone.
too.
There's
And then
another
when
one
it
that's
evolves,
a sword
it's
and a
triple
fucking.
snow cone, like a Diglett.
Yeah.
Has
I'm like,
originality always been there? Because I know my heart was broken when I found out that Ekans
You thought I
was
was
snake
rickrolling
backwards.
you.
You didn't know?
That's
was so
funny.
And,
That's
Arbok is
funny.
Yeah,
How about
I
this
was,
Yep.
that mind fucked me. I was like, no. And then I like wrote it out. I'm like, oh my god.
You're
Oh,
talking
and I
about
just-
ice
I had-
cream cones when there's a Pokeball.
He
I had
actually
a-
thought
yeah.
Ekans was its own word. You're
Yeah, I was
funny.
like, oh dude, that's an original name. Wait a minute, it's fucking.
He
Snake
goes back and starts spelling all the Pokemon's names backwards.
Yeah, I was like, who
this
else
up-
does this apply to? Oh, but how would you guys feel? There's another like random feature that could be added. What if you could see who the director was talking to as you're playing?
Kind of lame.
I think that would have to be like electronic. I would say.
Yeah.
You see who he's whispering to? I think that'd have to be like an electronic.
Cause like, hey, he's spending an awful lot of time talking to Havoc. Maybe he's gonna
Yeah.
help him out or like do something with
I
him.
mean, you
Just so
already
you
get
know.
to see who the director puts their power-ups on. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can like think if people are plotting together or against you, or
Because like you
or
can
like,
see if
hey,
they're, like,
I haven't
dueling.
heard from the director in 10 minutes. I wonder what they're doing. Because I've
Yeah.
run
That's
into
true.
that some games where I'm just like, dude, the director hasn't come and talked to me. Like, am I doing
I've
something
played
wrong?
like multiple games where the director has not came to me the entire game. And
I'm
I was like,
sorry,
the last two.
Leo, I never got to
No,
you
it
before
wa-
you
it
died
wasn't-
the
it
last
wasn't for
game.
you, because I die really fast sometimes. I know, because I play really aggressive because I want to get better at combat. So,
That's what you got to do. Just like I said, I think
Yeah.
I told you that. Just fight everybody, and
Yeah,
you'll get
just fight.
better.
Yeah.
like, especially with the build that Legend does, where he does max the axe damage thing. I really don't need that much material.
No, just fight
Just
everybody.
go kill someone, and they're gonna be looting, and you just take all of their material. So that's what I've been doing.
I killed
every
Juicy
VR
today.
game ever.
I killed Juicy, and I was so proud of myself because like I was like, you know what, it's Juicy. Like fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it.
I fixed it.
And won.
Yeah.
Yay! You fixed it! Hooray!
Yeah.
I'm
still mad at you, Havoc.
Squally says that there should be a compass.
Yes, I would like directional things because.
Why would
the,
you need that if you can see what direction
You
you're
gotta name
facing
that.
on the map? Yeah.
Because some people
mean-
don't know northeast, southwest.
But like,
And
I, would
I
still
started-
like it as a feature because just in case the director didn't want to give you direct things, he'd be like, "Hey, there's a guy northwest. They're fighting something like that," and he could just leave.
That's
You
what
could
I
still do that
do.
now if you-
That's actually
yeah,
what
if
I
you
do.
know
Yeah.
Your directions, which
But
isn't
their
that
fan
far.
base, they have a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Except for every
So-
time someone says there's a guy to your east, and I
Who is
start
this?
walking west.
Right? So I do that a lot, and I actually started saying upper left or upper right and stuff like that. And fucking Shift trolled me on that. You mean East, Vogel? Well, da-tee fucking da, Shift.
I 100% did that with you, Volga. You said there's someone, I think, to your east, and I started walking west, and you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't say west.
I didn't say Weast.
Like, I know east and west, but for some reason I just went full retard.
That
and
was
went left.
great. I loved it.
Legend. Can you even say anything? Didn't I walk up on you and you didn't think it was me? And
Yeah,
killed you?
I thought I was fighting
okay.
somebody completely
Yes, that was
different.
such a good fight. That was me. Oh, that was
That
Cam.
fight was so
It was
intense, but
Cam.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was you, because she said there was a guy nearby that looked like he didn't know what he was doing. And I thought, then
Yeah,
I
I totally didn't know what I
Then
was
like
doing.
30 seconds later, I start a fight with some guy, and I was like, oh, it's this guy, let me fuck with him. And we had like this insane fight. I was like, why is he whooping my ass all of a sudden? So I took it seriously, and we had a crazy fight. And then I die, and I see Havoc. I'm like, you motherfucker, I didn't even think that was you.
Oh, that
I
was
went from
funny.
rank like 6 today to like rank like 200 or something. So I lost like 3 games in a row, like instantly died.
I saw
That's
one of those.
harsh.
Maybe.
I
No,
got
Dad
shot-
didn't. No, I didn't.
The game I played with you guys, I got shot through a tree 4 times in a row.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I was mad at you for. Where I was like,
Yeah, I was
you
mad
died,
too.
and it
Don't
wasn't me.
worry.
What the hell are you doing? That was early as hell. Yeah.
I was trying to rush you. I just found a map and I was running towards you. And
I was looking for you. You weren't that close to me. You were like 2 blocks away, though.
I know, it was a long
Oh, I have the video. Yes.
What?
I have this video when I first started, and I got into this like really long, like 1 minute or 2 minute fight with this one guy, and it was so hilarious because I was like talking shit, but not about him. I was about myself. I was like commentating our fight, and it's hilarious. I'm converting it and like chipping the fight down because I only want to catch the fight part.
Is
It's
that
hilarious.
a 7-minute video gaming?
Oh no,
clips?
it's the whole video is the whole game, so it's like 22 minutes.
No, not you. Not you.
Gaming just posted one.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
tried to
yeah,
trim
yeah.
mine down to like a nice 30
So,
seconds on my
I-
snowball.
I'm
I
gonna
was going
copy that
to
and put
trim
it
it
here.
down, and then I realized no, the entire thing is just beginning to end ridiculousness.
Yeah, put your
Yes.
links. Well, I mean, you can post them in my chat too. That's not a problem. But put them in my clips channel
I totally
too.
forgot about Discord.
Yeah, put them in my Discord clips channel.
Hey, if I clip something like on my computer, I could post it in here for y'all to view, right?
Yeah, please do.
It's
The
not on-
clips
it's not,
channel
like,
is for
online or
everyone.
anything, but there's a way that I could just send out a clip.
Oh, like a video.
Yes, you can put it in Discord if it's under a certain size. I don't remember what that size is.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
clip it down
It's
in like
small.
5
It's
minutes.
not much.
It's
Yeah.
real small.
It's like
You might
20
want to
seconds.
upload it to like YouTube or something and then post it in here.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
because,
Or post it onto your Twitch. Like you can upload videos on your Twitch too.
Yeah. I have like the game like when I first started playing with Legend, and I saw you guys and stuff up there, and y'all were fighting. I think either Vogel or somebody else. It was another girl that was the director, and he was fighting Havoc, I think, at the end.
see.
I have a.
There were
Legend
so
versus
many of
Havoc
those.
fight.
Yeah.
I have one, and I'm so happy I have one because I'm posted.
Okay, I don't like that every time I went into a lobby with you guys last night, that like 90% of the lobby had been killed by me and wanted to have revenge.
That's your
Well,
own fault,
that
man.
is kind of your
That's
own fault.
freaking fault.
Because,
That
like,
is kind of your own fault.
you kind of kill a lot of people.
It wouldn't have been a problem if you weren't the one that killed me in my very first match within a minute. I was Ash, you were my Gary. Like right off the bat, you were my rival.
If y'all are happy, I
off,
killed
Cam.
Banterific twice.
Great job.
Oh my god, this video is up. It's
Nice.
converting really fast. It's a 3-hour video and it's only taking 10 minutes.
Good night, Cam.
I'm trying to find the video last night where Lyndon banned me from his stream after I killed him.
Cam was another one. I fought Cam a lot of times, especially
Cam,
today.
I saw Cam win so many games. Of course, Cam kept getting into my lobbies though on purpose. But although last night Havoc kept getting into my lobbies on purpose, so I saw a lot of Havoc winning as well.
Yep.
So, but I saw a lot of Cam and I saw a lot of Havoc.
Hey, I won a decent amount of games.
Yeah, I
You
won
did
any
too.
games when I actually won, which is really disappointing.
Yeah, all your games. And I wasn't.
You were a good director though, Blue.
Oh, I love director. It's so fun. I'm too nice to be director. I
Wait,
think I
did
don't
you ever direct
personally
me?
like
I don't think you
screwing
ever
people
directed
over.
me, did you?
Havoc?
I
No,
might
he
have.
honest about
he
it.
was it. Did I not get in a game with you and Legend Havoc? I swore that I
You were
played.
directing the one that he died early, I think.
Was I not? Oh.
I believe so.
No, you directed a lot of my games.
Yeah, I directed a lot of your games, but I'm talking about Blue. I think Blue directed a game that both
Yeah, no,
I
Blue was
did.
Blue
Legend
was definitely
and
a game
Havoc
you
was
were
in.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yo, that fight Blue and I had yesterday where you were just giving them buffs and I was just hitting them. with
Oh, but
ability.
dude, you gave me the ball and you would not stop hitting me.
That
I
was
would, like, get
great.
hit, and I would walk forward and he'd
That's
shoot an arrow.
great.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You know what was the
Goodbye,
most
Cam.
OP combination? The speed boost with an axe.
I gotta
Just
Oh my god.
Yes,
For
yes.
instance,
Oh
You
yeah.
would hit them, and before they hit the ground, you would sprint up and hit them again. You could not
Yes.
stop it.
Like with me and Legend, since we max our axe, oh my
The
god,
axe is so strong when you get it up.
disgusting. It's like
Oh.
225 to 250 damage a swing. It's disgusting. And you only have
It's
what, like
ridiculous.
600 health?
275.
Yep.
275.
Yeah.
Yeah, 275, man.
And Havoc, I was mad because we fought a lot yesterday, not as much today. Yesterday I was a fucking pleb, and I always ran out of arrows.
Oh,
Where today
Eh,
I was like a lot more resource, like thinking about it, like, hey, I need to get a shit ton of arrows. I would shoot like 4, and then I'd be done and be like, all right, well, now what?
Rip.
Oh man, I made some pretty nice plays.
All right, guys, y'all keep talking. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab
Yeah.
a snack.
I'm actually
I hate
gonna
you guys.
sign off right here, guys.
I hate you guys.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
I gotta go to work.
No.
And I just realized
good.
what time it was.
Yeah, we've
It's-
been talking for like 4 or 5
It's
hours.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Dude,
5 a.m. Eastern. 4
call out of work. What
a.m.
do you mean? Don't go to
4 a.m. What are you
1
talking
a.m.
about, Sting?
Oh man.
Huh? I'm
already
in
taking
Texas,
off every
it's
after
4
this
a.m.
week, So
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah, it's 5 here.
Yep.
Alaska's
I will
one.
catch you guys all later.
All
To
right.
be honest,
See
I'm
you
not
later,
even tired and I still haven't slept yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
You
If
need to go
any
to
of you
sleep,
guys
Leo.
Play PUBG.
Nah,
And
I did
any of
this
you guys
naturally.
want to.
Like, it's not, this
Yeah.
isn't new. It's just,
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
all of you guys are welcome to add me on Steam too, guys. I mean, any of you. It's just
You
X
have your Steam
single
linked
X.
on your
I do.
on the panels.
Yeah, yeah, it's in my panels, but there's also. Oh, I thought that. No,
yeah,
that's.
which
I
one?
put stream on there instead of Steam. I'm an idiot. I should have
Add
just
me
asked
on-
you to do it, Hybe.
add me on Steam as well, just in case for their matchmaking, they actually do like parties. That would be,
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I do play PUBG. You asked.
I do play
Yeah.
PUBG as well.
I
pretty
also
good?
play PUBG.
I'm
I love
fairly,
Okay,
PUBG.
this needs to happen. We
I'm
have to
fairly-
get all of us together.
I'm fairly good
Yes.
at PUBG.
Yeah.
I was top 100 for a bit.
Really?
Alright, good. Havoc. I'm
Alright.
better at PUBG than I am at this. We can fucking
Me too.
dominate.
I'm
duos.
pretty good at PUBG too. I've played since it came out.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
have like
I'll join you
600.
guys.
I think I have like
Soon as it
600.
came out, I played like 5 games, uninstalled H1Z1, kept playing.
Okay, no, Tio though. I don't play third person.
I have 710 hours in that and a decent amount in the test server.
Yeah, I don't play third person though.
Yeah, I've
I'll
got-
play either server.
won't
I
fuck
don't
them
care.
up.
I'd rather play first person.
Yeah, I hate
You
corner.
get to kill all the
Yeah.
streamers
I
in
don't.
first
The,
person.
dude, the first person's kind of clunky for me. I'm not a huge fan. I feel
Only
like
thing I
Alright.
don't like about it is
I'm
driving
actually
car.
gonna go ahead and end my stream. You guys can stay in here. I will be back. I'm like I really
Likewise.
I'm not going to sleep anytime soon, so I'll be back in the lobby here in just a second. But I'm just
I
gonna
am
end
on
my
too.
stream
I feel
real
like
quick.
everyone's in theirs with
So
me.
yeah, I mean, why not? It's I just go ahead and end at this point. I mean, I'm gonna take a break real quick anyway, so I might as well go ahead and end and throw a host over to somebody before I
If they wanted to still watch who's streaming right now, you could just send it.
Yeah.
Mine's still on.
How
Legend.
much longer are you streaming?
Till I go to bed.
I could.
When is that?
I could post mine.
At
I could
least
start
another
mine up
like
too.
half hour, 45 minutes, if not more than that.
Okay.
If they want to watch like some of my my videos, because I'm just playing through the whole thing, I'm just putting it up there.
For like 2 more hours, but we'll see.
I might put my stream up.
See where the night takes
Wait,
us.
December 7th. Wait,
Okay.
I'm so confused. Did you stream? Wait, no. I'm trying to find the video of me shooting blue around because that was the funniest thing I've ever done in this game.
I wasn't streaming on that one.
You weren't streaming?
No, she
Not
wasn't
last
streaming
night. I
yesterday.
wasn't streaming last night. I'm sorry.
I was the only one streaming, and I don't think I was in that
Nah,
game.
I streamed too, but
I think you were. I think you were in that game. But yeah, actually, I do think you were in that game.
I was
If
gonna
so,
say,
I don't
if-
remember watching it, so you wouldn't see it from my perspective.
just in case.
Raid
I might have
someone.
Legend stuff. Legend, I might have some of your stuff since I like recorded all our matches last night.
See.
Is anyone in here still streaming?
Legend is still streaming.
Legend.
Yes. Legend
Yes, sir.
is still streaming.
Hello.
These videos didn't come out as some of them are still kind of clunky from compared to the other one.
I only have my one.
How many?
Havoc, you weren't here for my snowball, were you?
No. You were,
How many peeps do I still have in here to raid?
Yes.
Relic, you're hanging
How many?
around. We
What?
have Poodles. We have
Sorry to cut you
Moses.
off.
You guys want to come with me and let's raid?
Yeah, she muted herself.
Let's raid.
I'm talking to you guys.
You cut me off, you assholes.
There was this one guy
Yeah,
that
we
would
see
not.
I
use
can
his
still
phone
hear you.
at all.
You just can't hear me.
No, we're not being mean. Just
Yeah, that was point saying.
she started saying something, and then we all started talking, and I felt bad.
Oh, I'm quite used to this actually, so it's fine. I can talk over you guys. I'm perfectly okay with talking over all of you. You're good.
I'm trying to figure out who the other guy. Severely, yeah, that guy was pretty good too.
Since I'm
He
not
was-
gonna sleep.
All right, guys.
We were
I'll
watching
make
a game, and
YouTube
everybody
video.
put their
Let's
money on the other
go
guy, and
head
me and you put our money on
over.
severely because we knew he was decent.
Yeah, well, he's the only one that like one of the few.
Let's
people
go
that
head
can
over
make it
to
when he's actually
the
getting shots.
next
Yeah.
Legends
I need
stream.
to stop watching this.
This shit was dead.
I'm actually
I'm
gonna
gonna cry,
deafen
but-
myself real quick. All right. Thank you guys all so much for the hosts, for the raids, for the follows, for the subs. Holy shit, we got like a ton of subs tonight. We got a ton of subs tonight, and it was great. The cat actually stayed up in the, well, that way for you guys, in the corner most of the night, which is great. We're gonna go raid our friend, the next legend over here. He's in the Discord. You've been hearing him all night talking about this amazing game. If you don't know anything about the game, here is their website. Please go sign up for an alpha key. Well, I guess there's gonna be some matchmaking going on right now, this next week, and you can also check that out here at this link. All right, guys. Love you all. See you later. I don't know when the next time I'll stream will be. Hopefully in a couple days, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's go. Let's go, fam. Oh, that's the wrong scene. There we go. Let's go raid. Yeah, yeah. Are we gonna raid? Let's actually raid. Let's raid. Yeah, let's raid the next legend. Alright, here we go. Raid started. Raid started. We getting them peoples in here. We getting them peoples in here. And remember to be sure and post our wonderful raid message. Good night, Relic. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night. I do hope you all have a wonderful night and all that good stuff. I really do. Thank you all for joining and being here. You all are an amazing community, and I'm really happy that we found this new game to share our communities with. It's awesome. Alright, raid is fixing to commence. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.